Boom. What's up? Is that even working? Oh, God. What a day. How's it going? It's Wednesday. Allegedly. Dude, we could be in an alternate dimension. I don't know.
Hello, Steve.
What's up?
How are you today? How is Dawn?
We're alive. They survived. They
$10.
survived.
I can buy that for $1. 10
Oh.
times.
Yes.
The Haint has just donated $10.
What?
Woo.
Nice. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, that money doesn't go to anyone but me because it's not going through Twitch. Thank you. I appreciate. No. Let me see if that was a thing. I don't know if that was a thing. Let's see. Is that a thing? There it is. Boom. Happened. Nice.
The
Wow.
Amityville toaster. Make breakfast spooky. Spooky talk from toaster. Spooky eat me toast. Yum, yum, yum. Human hand.
That one had a lot of butt. That was bigness. Huge bigness. Thank you, Icarus. Hold on. I got to replay an alert from earlier. It was Catman. Boop. Wow. Oh, it's a wall attack.
Holy ship, 70 months, almost 6 full years. Hope everyone's having a great week so far. My truck is currently in the shop having repair work done because the suspension system decided to be silly. Also over the weekend got most of a Tim shed put together and then on Monday, had to go.
Hold on.
87 moots. Keep it coming.
Hold that thought.
Level 2.
I got to read the rest of the thing. What was Tim shed and what put together on Monday? Had to get a tetanus shot because I accidentally stepped on a rusty nail.
Get a tetanus shot because I stepped on a rusty nail over the weekend. Had to get a tetanus shot on Monday, but I'm sending positive waves out into the universe for all to enjoy.
Nice. There you go. Hey, at least you did a responsible thing, got the tetanus shot and didn't ignore it. We knew somebody who ignored it.
In your life.
What's up? Thank you. More hype train. Wow, dude.
Hype
What's
train
happening today?
bits.
Thank you, Icarus. Thank you. Red Misery. Thank you. Stretch. I got to call these things. What else did I miss for calling here? No, I got to make sure. I don't want to. We already had enough of that. And a card battle. Really making me work for it today. Hold on. Dude, there's so much going on. Oh my God. Dude, what is happening? All right. Hold on. No, we got to check my card. Okay, I got nothing. Okay. Who did that? Red Misery, you got to roll equal to or greater than. Seven. You know what's cool about that card? It's not a 3 like the last one. You know, this guy made me a 3. A 3. It needs to go on a wall. Let's see. I'll get him. I'll catch him. Let's see. We got Apple Cat, Pop Cat. Is Gora here? I love that sound. I love that ominous. Whatever the hell it's called. Dude, my throat is still bothering me. God. No, we were out of doors, so we got a bunch of more allergens. I don't know what the hell it is. Plus, you got acid kicking in, so that's great. Spider, thank you. What's up? No, Star Sling. No. Okay, 7. No, Star Sling. When there's a card battle roll, it's only the person who initiated the card battle. That's it. I don't know if they know the rules. Rule number 1, I'm too small right now. There we go. Yeah. Hey, Steve, let me say hi to people. Steampunk Chick, hi. What? Jazarian Priest, hi. Stream Bounty. David, Billy Fox PC, what's up? Chaos Catman, how's it going? Star Slinger, watch where you step. Red Misery, hi. What's up? Wolfnick, hi. Icarus, hi. ADJ, hi. No, I got a Chaos Bunny, hi. Mental Traveler, hi. I know, say hi if you want to hi. I'm still exhausted.
I don't know why, but major spike in people be sick and coming to work. Oh, talk to Boss Plaza, send people home. I don't want to get sick again.
What is it with sick people?
Hi.
Hey, hello. Happy Biz. Hi. How's it going? Spider. Holiday weekend. A lot of people got together and coughed all over each other. So it's been a couple of days. So now's the time where everybody starts developing colds. They get down with the sickness because they couldn't just stay away from other people, which is what I do. I pride myself on that. What's up? Happy Wednesday. What's up? McBooyah. Hi. Old man Gray. What's up? And you pooped you. What? That's part of colonoscopy. Yeah. No, Don went through it. Things are all right. So it's like, there you go. They'll have more news. I don't want to spoil their poop story. Well, I know it's not like a big deal.
Hey, 20 moons.
20 moons, thank you. Red Misery, I appreciate it. Now I'm doing fine, so don't catch a cold. There you go. Nice. I rarely get sick. When I do get sick, it's usually something brutal now. The older you get. What? Yeah. What? I know, he seems confused. I'm not going to put him on the wall. The other ones are deliberately annoying. It's like Woody Woodpecker. They're instigators. Let's see. Is Woody Woodpecker in public domain yet? I feel like they are. Hey, DJ, what? That kind of better caught area. Yep.
And don't forget to call hi ha. This is Japanese for your mom.
What? I didn't understand any of that. Thank you, Catman. Icarus, thank you. 1,000 bits. Dude, we're on level 4? Hey, that's rare for me. See? No, you got to tell the pumpkin I'm not as hated as he thinks I am. I know, it's completely different universe.
People eat boogers all day. That's right. When you get the sniffles, boogers in your mouth. You got post-nasal drip, boogers in your mouth. Pum'Kin, a loogie, that's just a booger collective trying to escape your mouth. So now, when someone says, hey, give me $5 and I'll eat a booger, I am not terribly impressed, for they have been doing it for free the whole time.
Nice. Thank you, J.i.M. Priest. I appreciate the boogers. Oh, man. And Spider, thank you for the scary bats. They're not scary. Oh, you want to hear something interesting, though? This guy had a snake fall on him. Like, just, you're walking around. You went outside. That's your problem. Walking around, you got to try to get exercise. All of a sudden, bloop, right on your shoulder. A snake literally just fell, like, out of a tree onto your shoulder. And you're like, he assumed that a bird pooped on him, and he's like, oh, great. You look over, snake.
Hi, Steve. How's it going? Just wanted to say that it's my birthday today.
Hey!
Sorry about tree posting.
No, it's all right. I miss things when a lot of stuff is happening. So... Oh. Thank you. What? No, it's a happy birthday. Hey. No, it was weird. And here's the thing. He grew up with snakes because your mom was a herpetologicalist, hobbyist kind of thing. We had all sorts of snakes. So our initial reaction wasn't like, oh my God. It was more like, oh, great, snakes. Snakes are falling out of the sky. What? He ended up just falling off and, went on the ground, kind of slithered away, but,
Did you know in Dragon Ball Z that the mom is actually the dad and the dad is actually a vegetable because Chi-Chi means dead in Japanese and a happy birthday now when you roll her happy birthday your life still isn't over.
Hey.
I hope you make it another 365.
There you go. Keep on going. Thank you. Dragon Ball Z is always weird, right? All those weird little factoids. Birthdays are cool. You better be getting cake. We got Dawn a piece of cake. So after their ordeal of having their system completely flushed out so they can scope, right? They got cake. All right. The cake was not a lie. They had it. They weren't terribly impressed with the cake either. They're like, because they've been on a diet and stuff like that. So for those who don't know, when you go on a diet, initially it sucks. But if you stick with it, when you go back to the foods that you used to like, they don't taste the same. And you're like, ugh. Weird Al's touring again. Yes. There you go. There's only so many chores you got left, right? Go.
Oreo ice cream cake?
No, it was just a weird marshmallow cookie dough chocolate thing. I know. Our default is always carrot cake. I don't know why. Carrot cake. We got mushroom coffee too, by the way, because our throat's been bothering us, and plus the caffeine overdose apparently from the ice cream you made. We're scaling back. We're scaling back the caffeine. Oddly enough, we've been more focused, if you can even imagine that. Like a laser. Freaking laser. It's weird. What? Have you talked about Invader Zim situation? It's a very wild story. No, I didn't even know it was a situation. I don't keep up with any of that. I was too busy keeping an eye on Dawn. What? What's the story? I know. There's a situation? No, not scaling back on the caffeine. Here's the thing. When you have so much caffeine that your heart starts skipping beats, you know you've had too much, right? So rather than get into that, it was a good time to be like, you know what? You have way too much caffeine every day, like an ungodly amount. We're talking like 5 to 6 32-ounce glasses of iced coffee. That's insane. Okay? And this isn't just your over-the-counter coffee. This is... Wow! Hydration! Thank you. We made it. We got the level 4? I think we got the level 4, right? Nice. There we go. Yeah, let me check the Discord here. I got to open it up as a separate window because I don't know what any of you post in there anymore. Yeah. I go in there. Sometimes I see bouncy things and I'm like, yeah, should this be here? All right, let's see. Where be it? General silliness? Links? Where you go? Where you got it? Where you got? No, that's something from salary. Music, art, admin, general. Where is it? What category? Now I'm looking. What? Once you have a glass side, what you can keep your eye on her? What? You look at all somebody. What are you talking about? Look at a bit. Thank you. This is next to the bus. Could bite his own eye? Who wants to do that? Oh, Safe for Work channel. Oh, thank God. All right. I very rarely use that. There we go. All right, let's see what's going on here. What's going on? Social media reveals he wasn't consultant regarding the new Boom Studio comic revival. Oh, that's great. But what? Wouldn't you want to consult the creator? Oh my God. Oh, well, I don't know. All right, here's the thing, because that's one of those things where it's like there's rights involved. So what was that, Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon? I feel like it was Nickelodeon, right? Like I didn't have cable till 2005. That was basically going off the air by the time I had cable. And I only had it for 3 years, so whatever. It was Nickelodeon? Okay, so I would assume that they own the rights of it. So if they sold the licensing to make a comic to Toon Boom Studio, then it's just like, it might be out of their control. You know, it's like, bro's probably making some decent money off of the royalties, though, of just everything, I would assume. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's business. Business and art rarely mix, you know. That alert used. Thank you. Oh, someone's calling stuff. Thank you. Because I'm not paying attention. Ah, God. All right. Well, I'm assuming it's going to be a mini series. I don't know. There were a couple other comics, right? Oh. I literally haven't kept up with anything. What? No, the last thing I actually bought was the Summoning. The person who did the Summoning was, they came out with a book in October, and we bought it. Because I was like, damn, if you've never seen The Summoning, it's about this little witch cat. And they're, you know, I have another friend who's also a cat. And they did a pilot, which was really good. And then it just kind of, and then I don't know, it didn't go anything. And then finally they came out with a book later on. I'm like, all right, there you go. But yeah. What are you going to do? Not as crazy. So the good news is, when we were in the hospital waiting for Dawn to go through the process, here's the weird thing. There was this woman in the cafeteria, very jittery, very jerky, had very awkward and sudden mannerisms for some reason. They had the body mannerisms of somebody who's recovering from something that was probably really bad. But they were so nice in this cafeteria because we're in there, we're waiting. We're getting coffee, and I got Dawn like a drink for when she got out, just in case. And I'm just looking around. We're casually looking around, right? I'm looking at the goodies that they got there, and, I have a bunch of protein bars in my bag or whatever, but, and she looks at me. She's like, are you hungry? And I'm like, well, a little bit, She's like, you waiting for somebody? I'm like, yeah, I got somebody going through a thing, so, they're not going to be out for a bit. And she's like, let me get you something from the kitchen. And I'm like, wait, what? She's like, no, don't worry about buying something. I'll get you something. And I'm like, well, no. I'm like, I was just kind of looking, and I was like, I appreciate it, but I kind of like, I'm being very strict about diet stuff. So I'm kind of like looking for nutritional things. She's like, are you sure? Are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, just the coffee and this. And, I got a couple of protein bars in the back. I guess we looked homeless, honestly. Now, you weren't dressed in your what's that term? Good clothes? Yeah, you don't have those. So you had the shirt that basically had a rip in it. Maybe she noticed. It wasn't a big rip. It's a small one. But, when you got a comfortable shirt, you'll just wear it till it disintegrates. Your hoodie was banged up and had like paint stains on it from doodling and ink and all that other stuff. Nizuko, hi. What's up? First time chat. Yes, welcome. See, that helps somebody. Your existence helps somebody. Maybe even you, if you're playing bingo. Let's see, where's it? There you go. Is that there? Got it. Boom. Q. See, that helped me. Thank you. Thanks. Yeah, probably figured stressing and food would help. I'm like, yeah, that's what got him into this problem. That's why you got to like knock off like 15 pounds. Yeah. But hey, Dawn's been doing very good with their weight. They lost almost like 20 pounds or something like that. That's crazy, dude. And literally no exercise. This is just like not eating garbage. Yes. Actually, what? Artists looking for some commission-based work. I hate to inform you, but we're artists. Like, legit. So it's appreciated, but I know it's good to research clients first to make sure that they're not already doing what you're offering, What? I don't know. Like, I'm just, could be a bot. Who knows? They had to follow. So, I don't know. But anyway, no, I thought that was nice of the lady to offer us kind of basically free food. I was like, thank you. So there are good people out there. Good people. Yeah. Yeah. It's rare. It's rare. Because on the other side of that, Dawn's stream VOD for the poopy stream, she went to put it up on YouTube. And then YouTube's like, oh, no, apparently there's a copyright claim and blah, blah, blah. And Dawn's like, well, I guess I can't post this on YouTube. It's everybody, it's over on Twitch, blah, blah, blah. Right? That kind of thing. So it turns out 2 days later, they get a notification, not an email, nothing like that, not a text, nothing like that. Just that little in the corner when you get a notification that somebody sent you a message. Yeah, from YouTube that says, there's been an error. And a lot of people are having these false claims against all their videos. So don't worry about that. We're working on it. And Dawn's like, come on, guys. No, man, because it was just like, it was an interesting stream, but, she wasn't able to post it because they said, but they started restoring stuff. So it should probably be up if you needed to see the poopy stream. Oh, man. No, they got yeeted. No. Probably very stress food. Yeah, but that was good. That was good of them. I should have taken them up on the offer because the coffee was kind of expensive. What? It was like $2.
I'm not sure if someone accidentally called someone one bingo or if someone actually did, but I just won bingo.
Did you? No, DJC won bingo. Oh, you gotta let me know these things. I'm not even paying attention. I was looking at the other screen. My God. All right. Hey, DJC, we gotta do a spin. We gotta do a spin. All right. For those who don't know, first person who wins bingo gets a spin on a wheel of prizes and a digital goodie from the It Will Press itch.io shop. So it could be movie, comic, blah, blah, blah. You probably know the spiel, recommended mature viewers and all that other fun stuff. So be mature. Be mature.
What's the deal?
What is the deal?
Let's spin the wheel. Cause you want bingo, let's go. Spin that freak wheel.
Come on, spin it.
Spin that freaking wheel.
Boom. Spinning the wheel. I think we put something new on here. Oh, dude, we put the E-Ink comic strip thing up there. It's a weird, quirky thing. That's kind of cool. Let's see if they get it. Boop, 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 burr, burr. 4 record comic collection. Oh, that's big. That's bigness. Huge bigness. Well, it's old-timey. It's old-timey. In the time before squirrels, there was a sarcastic little record store clerk. Kind of looked like me. That should be the lore. I should be the 4i Records guy now. He got turned into a vampire, and now he just roams the darkened record stores across the world.
Well, in different news, Timmy broke out into the ultimate swearing rage on Claude Code this morning. That AI seemed to not want to actually follow its guidelines that were previously established, and kept failing to follow its rules. It burned 20% of my daily token allotment.
Oh, in about 3 minutes? Yeah. Hey, people who have been using AI for, business have been realizing that the tokens go real fast, and they're getting slammed with bills, apparently large enough to hire back their people that they fired, because it was literally cheaper to hire humans than use AI on that scale. All right, DJC, let me get you your code. All right, I'm going to take a minute. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. Boop. Got this. Got to do that. Again, if it is something that you already have, feel free to give it along, pass it along to somebody else. Boop, boop. Download keys. Create download key. Only one other person got it. Yeah, that one doesn't come up a lot. That's kind of weird. All right, boom, boom. There you go. Sent you the link. And it is yours. Boom. Nice. Get the close tabs too. It's a good day. Do. No problem. Thank you. Been a long time since I was here, but you already know all the PlayStation. Bleep. Yep. Arrow will. Yes, it's been an utter chaos for PlayStation. Oh, it gets worse because now they're just ignoring it. They're literally ignoring it. And there was another funny thing, and it's the CEO of Sony sold half of their stock right after it was announced that PlayStation was going to stop physical media. Like that's crazy. Right? At least they did it afterwards, because if they did it beforehand, all sorts of red flags were going to, pop up. But holy crap, dude. Yeah, and they're just ignoring it. Like, PlayStation did a post about something about a flight stick or something. I don't know what the hell. And I'm like, damn, bro. It's like, I don't get it. And, Dawn was talking about this. We were talking about it before stream. Between Xbox and PlayStation both imploding, I don't think they realize that their, I guess, install base, user base, or whatever you say, they're older. Yeah.
103 months of pumpkins and vampires.
Dennis, thank you. 103 moons. Thank you. Damn it. Keep coughing up stuff. Yeah, probably bone. But Ford is actually hiring the engineers it released. Released, huh? That's a nice word for it. And replaced with AI. Turns out their quality and industry safety scores were plummeting faster than what a skydiver black hole. Wow. Now Ford is number one for the first time in 16 years because their quality assurance humans raised the bar. Nice. Tentatively, it's good that they hired them back, but don't expect that to be the norm. It's inevitable. Once they get to the point where AI doesn't forget what it just told you after a certain amount of token usage, then forget it, you know? God. Blue Fate Factory that Sony had shut down last year. We're dealing with licensing since day one. Like, literally, it's always been a thing. Yep.
Honestly, I think automotive companies should put actual mechanics alongside their design engineers to make vehicles more easily serviceable. It saves and makes everyone so much more money after sale.
Yeah, I would love the right to repair for vehicles. Because, you know, everybody's like, oh, right to repair for blah, 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 you know. But what about cars? Again, like we saw older cars, like car shows, stuff like that. And you open up the hood of those things, everything is right there. Everything's right there. Everything. And basically you need a wrench and a screwdriver to fix everything. You open up a car hood now, there's all these little wires and stuff going over there. I got batteries and stuff like that. Well, I got to lift this out. You know, I got to do this exploded 3D model of just to get to the, you know, freaking glove compartment, you know? God. I only bought a PS5 for Astrobot. Well, at least you'll have it for GTA 6 if you're going to play that. Yeah, but, you know, that's PlayStation, Xbox. I don't think they realize how older their users are. Like Xbox has been around since 2000. PlayStation, well before that. So if you're a lifelong PlayStation or Xbox user, guess what? You grew up on physical media and you don't want that going away. You're going to feel betrayed. Nobody said this at a shareholder meeting. Nobody's like, what about the users that have been lifelong people who have been dealing with physical media and stuff like that? Whatever, don't worry about it. We've already, you know, reconfigured our disc manufacturers to work on micro lenses. So forget it. They literally did. We went through an article about that. Forget about it. You know, shareholders don't want that. There was a good meme about that where it's just like they showed like God of War that's like $70, the old one, Ragnarok. And they found a copy in like GameStop for like $30. And they're like, this is why they want to get rid of physical media. It's all controlling price. It's price control. That's basically what it is. There were literal lawsuits by record companies way back about people selling used CDs and used CD stores. They basically wanted to outlaw the sale of used physical media because every time you buy a used CD, you know, boom, they're losing money because they're not getting that extra sale. But thankfully, somebody was like, yeah, no. So, yeah, just need a way to redo dynamic pricing. Yeah. Oh, God. Then I really saved their backside by staying behind staying behind on the tech curve. Yeah, but even their things, they still have the key cards. It's a cartridge you put in that says you bought the game. It's not even physical media. There's nothing on a disc except for that little code. It's kind of silly. I believe that most of the people complaining eventually would like to sell their collection, that they have all digital games, don't necessarily have the monetary value of purchase and make people upset. Yeah. I mean, that's the other thing. If you invest so much money in a collection, you know, whether you're looking for rare Japanese imports, you just have, you know, domestic stuff, et cetera, blah, 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 blah. You built a collection over the course of years, whether it's PlayStation or Xbox. I'm still white hot. So, and I'm just like, what? Like, you're literally just basically kicking all these collectors in the face saying, guess what? Your collecting stops here. That is the worst thing you could do. You know? And meanwhile, they keep raising the prices of everything. And guess what? There's no disc manufacturing. So why do the prices keep going up? You know? They don't have to produce a physical item. The collector's editions have been utter garbage. You know? They're like, oh, here's a little statue and, you know, digital code inside. What the hell? Bicycle card decks would never betray me. What we Xbox and PlayStation would. Dude, some vehicles, there are bolts in places that you have to take like 12 other parts out. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I looked at cars and I'm just like, wow. That, what do you call it? The Munster Mobile. No, we saw one IRL and we were just like, we were amazed by how accessible everything is in there. I'm like, holy, it's right there. I'm like, if you got to replace, it's right there. The guy's like, yeah, you can just twist it off. It comes right off. You get a new one, put it right in there. I'm like, seriously? He's like, yeah, that's why I like old cars. I'm like, all right. What? Paper cuts. Oh, yeah, for cards. Has AI been proven to be able to pass a road test with the self-driving cars? I'm sure it can. Yeah. Seen people with their road assist on you. We can see a slower response. I don't think self-driving cars would pass. Maybe it wouldn't, but it's probably because it's too cautious. I don't know if that you want open source cars to be a real thing. They used to be. Your grandfather would like fix their own car, before he got like a newer car, and then he just couldn't do it. Even older mechanics, they could just hang out there and just fix a car. You can't do that anymore. They even took the right to repair away. I don't know. But 75? 75? For reals? What up, everybody? I want to download a car. You wouldn't download a car. I mean, ROMs, what? Not wrong. Yeah. Dude, no, at this point, and I've said this numerous times, but there's that perfect meme. If buying a game doesn't mean you own it, then piracy isn't stealing. It's a perfect meme for this type of crap, man. Because like I hate that concept of buying something and yet, well, you own it. You have access to it. Yeah. You're not my dad. Getting so many freaking phone calls from spam callers. What? Screw up my work. What? Finding up saying remove me from your call list or filing a harassment suit. Yeah, that's what you got to do, man. All right. They usually have like no call list you can join, but those are only so good. Good job. Thank you. Apology cake. Apology cake. Think every single game made from PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 and up are literally just keys because it says it right on the disc. You do not make legal copies of the disc, so nobody really ever owned it. Thanks to the emulators. Yeah, that's the cool thing about emulators. Yeah. Well, I like emulators now. I'm all in on PC at this point. Come on. What? As much as I love the concept of consoles or whatever, but if the Steam machine kind of takes off, that's basically PC console. I know it's underpowered and everything like that, but some people won't care. They just want something to put in there so they can play particular types of games. Oh, coffee. I forgot about the mushroom coffee. We got mushroom coffee, and surprisingly, it's not bad. Okay, Pauline gets a little trippy around it for some reason. So, God, we don't have any of those cards, right? Oh, thank God. Anyway, I have to pay $1,000 for a device. It might as well, what? Get a PC. Exactly. Well, that's the other thing. All the prices went up, too. I'm just like, what? I'm kind of awake. A's, I'm Snow White's kind of awake. That's the best kind of awake. Kinda. All right, good. Let's see what happens. No, I every time you mix it, though, it's different. It's literally instant. Hold on. Boop. All right, what do we got? What the hell happened to this? It's like a war-torn version here. Good. Oh, I didn't change the hotkey. See, this isn't bad. Dude, for quote-unquote coffee, it's like a caffeine-free thing. It's pretty good. All right, boom, ha. Okay. Boop, boop, boop. Same as read that. Make sure things are all caught up. What was the other weird crap that's up? So, I don't know if anybody's interested. What was it called? It was literally called like Nummy, right? Nummmy for the instant thing. Yeah, we had to try it just to see if it helps our throat and me not being caffeine jittered. You love the controller? Yeah, Dawn got the Steam controller. She likes it. I don't know. I haven't had a chance to play games, dude. We're so wrapped up in our freaking garbage, man. We do a lot. Probably way too much, but nobody on YouTube's going to want to see you play video games. That's the problem. Kind of awake. Yeah, we did not get a lot of sleep the last couple of days because, Dawn was up late and then we were all up early. So that was the whole thing. All right. No, we're good. We made gravy. Thanks for coming out to the video last week. It was great. Oh, no, on the VOD, we were like, all right, dude, that was awesome. No, because one, I didn't get to see the extended cut of Independence Day. Two, it was actually cool. Yeah, we didn't talk a lot, but I was immersed. I was immersed in the movie. That movie still holds up. Independence Day. Dude, the special effects are good. Will Smith wasn't slapping anybody, so people still liked him. Jeff Goldblum was good. The guy from Taxi was there. I forget his name. Judd Hirsch. Yes, I think so. Dude, it was good and it was well paced too. I was like, yeah, there wasn't those like lull. The movies now have that like lull where they're like, oh, this was like boom, 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 boom. Stuff happening. It's like, yeah. I didn't even get to see the sequel to that. I've heard it wasn't great. I think we borrowed it from the library, physical copy, but I don't think we even got around to watching it because we had to send it back. Welcome to Earth. Okay, what? Drink what? Too much blood? What pressure? Go crazy. I get headaches and stars. What a blurry spot all above. Oh, too much caffeine? Yeah. Oh my God, dude. I'll see what your blood pressure's like. No, like once you level off, bro. No, because your doctor's like, you're a little blah blah blah. Your blood pressure's a little high. But everything's considered a little high. If you're at 140, they're like, oh, you're a little high. I'm like, dude, I had a salt lick. Leave me alone. But they like around 120, and I'm like, come on, dude. Nobody's doing that. What did Automod do? Blood pressure, really? All right. No, usually I've heard mixed things that caffeine does and doesn't affect blood pressure. It's like, are eggs good this week? I don't know. Not now. It's good. Hey, there you go. They had mushrooms, tea, and dread delusions. You could see bits of the future. Too much was bad for your guts. Too much coffee. Don't have too much mushrooms. Don't have too many shrooms, bro. Okay, I don't need you tripping. Yeah. So here's what we do. Our regimen, right? Because you can get caffeine withdrawal headaches. Those are brutal. Those are like migraine level headaches, believe it or not. You do quarter calf, cold brew, right? So you got your cold brew and then you got your decaf and you mix them together. Works out well. You have 2 cups of those throughout the day, and then you have your mushroom coffee at night. So basically, we're still getting caffeine, staving off the headaches, and then switching it up so we're not having too much shrooms. There you go. To be fair, GOG is probably one of the last places to get actual installs that keep even though it's digital. This is true. I keep looking at GOG. As much as I like Steam, I know there's a thing there. Like at some point somebody's going to pass and there's going to be a power grab there. But it's a private company, so you won't have to worry about shareholders. That's good. So maybe if whoever else takes over has the same philosophy, yeah, that'd work. Now, GOG is awesome. I wish they had more games on GOG because I would probably make the switch from Steam to GOG. Because knowing that the installer's there, I'm like, oh, thank God. But I don't know. And they usually don't have sales as good as Steam, but they're up there. There are summer sales going on now. So I know. Oh, that reminds me. Yo, Steam sale is going to be over tomorrow at, I think, like 10 a.m., 11 a.m. I don't know. So keep an eye out. Something sitting in your cart. Get it now. In-game would still boost the spell for efficiency. Uses some hacking emergencies. There you go. Between that, just weaning your body off. I would buy a 5-hour energy shot and then just sip on it. Not shoot it. Just. Oh no, we've been all right. We've been what for the caffeine thing? We've been pretty good. Like we had like 1 or 2 headaches, and then we were like, all right, let me have a little bit of coffee. You know, just kind of level off, man. But it's surprisingly, our body is adjusted surprisingly well. Oddly, we're not as hungry. I don't know, is caffeine like a stimulant that makes you want to eat? I know nothing about caffeine. It keeps me awake. That's it. You know? I haven't had the lack of caffeine lethargy that a lot of people have, where you're like, oh God, I need caffeine. Waiting on Black Ops 1 and 2 coming to PS5. Oh, there you go. Oh, Xbox is still sharing their goodies. Yeah, they're sharing their toys. Yeah, see how long that lasts. No, but what's his face? Asha Sharma or whatever, the one in charge now. They're like, yeah, we need our exclusives back. Gimme. Y'all can't play with them. But there is a good article that supposedly they're not going to cancel all the stuff they've already revealed. So you'll still get your whatever. Senua's Sacrifice. I'm still hearing voices. What the hell's the other one? Well, basically all the other ones. Yeah. Only downside of GOG install is they take up space on a hard drive, so you have to have like a dedicated or terabyte hard drive. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the only drawback, but you know, the other thing is you can always find it later on interwebs, you know. And what I do like about it is like most of those games, there aren't like server reliant. I hate server reliant games because they turn off the servers. They're screwed. Not sure if Xbox can still be salvaged at this point. What did we read that they basically spent $80 billion acquiring all these studios. 4 of them are, I think 2 are being closed and then the other ones are being let go. So Double Fine is going to be their own studio again. So they're going to go back to being indie. Yes. I know people either have a love-hate relationship with Double Fine because they are very quirky and they make bizarre games, and that's not for everybody. But I'm glad that they're there to do that. Hey, they made Brutal Legend, I think. Did they? Who made that? That was them, right? Yeah. They got a few terabyte hard drives for backups. Yeah. There you go. People are going to lose it when Fortnite gets taken down. They will keep Fortnite going until the bitter end. There's no way Epic gives up on that. But they've lost a lot of their player base. You know? Plus they raised the price of skins and, you know, kids only get so much V-Bucks for Christmas. They did make Brutal Legend? I felt things in that game. That was such a good game. You know? I was like, damn, this is pretty good. The soundtrack was good. Just like, you know. There was this turn-based thing, like a strategy part that I did not care for in it. I was like, oh, come on. Yeah, Dawn didn't care for it either. I was like, why are you doing this? They had a couple other games that were all right. But I forget the other studio that's going to be their own thing. I got an article we can go through later, but I know. I need more shrooms, bro. Give me more shrooms. I could just leave that here. I probably won't knock this over. I probably won't. I'm assuming I won't. Okay. If something falls off stream, someone will get bingo, but I will have a very messy floor. But sorry, what I got a vision for the Bard class in my game. Nice. Brutal Legend wasn't far off. Oh, did the slide. I forgot. Oh. Soundtrack some of the best metal bands of all time. Yeah. That must have been a huge budget, part of the budget. Now it's like, yeah, we're going to need $200,000 to license these songs. I was like, really? You know, Schaefer was like, no, I want him in there. Yeah. Right, versus what? Six String Samurai and Fooly Cooly. Nice. Maybe Fortnite isn't an infinite money printer after all. No, it's not. They made tons of money, but I think they took all that money and invested poorly. I don't know what their thing is, but when I hear that they're having issues with player base and they're like, and then they raise the prices of skins, it's kind of like there's something off there, you know? Ash Dark Thorn, hi, how's it going? Doing all right? Did you hear about Xbox? There's so many closures. What? And again, why did they say they had to refocus Bethesda to make work on the most promising games? I just assumed they were doing that. I assumed it was like Fallout, Elder Scrolls, maybe Wolfenstein and Doom. I would assume that. So what were they what were they working on? That was such a distraction. Yeah. All the money from Fortnite went to Star Citizen. I don't get it. Anyone still want Elder Scrolls 6? Oh, yeah, definitely. Dude, that game is going to sell a lot of copies. And everyone will complain about it when it comes out. They'll be like, it's buggy, it's a mess, I can't believe they did this. You know, Todd Howard is awful. And then they'll sell millions upon millions upon millions of copies. That's what happened to Cyberpunk. Dude, Cyberpunk just, what did they cross the 40 million copy threshold? You know how many people just crapped all over that game when it came out? Everybody. Oh, it's buggy, failure, everything. What happened to CD Projekt Red? Oh my God. 40 million copies later. Let's freaking go. Card battle. La, 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 la. Card battle. All right. Shadav, you got to roll. You know the deal. Boom. 18. Oh my God. Oh my God. 4. Oh. Card battle. It's 18. That's big. That's bigness. Huge bigness. You tried. Boom, 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 boom. Have I checked my bingo card? Yeah, I'm a little off there. I'm a little off. I'm getting close. Something's got to happen. It's a possibility, but I don't know. But it's random, so I can't do anything. I got a hangnail. Hold on. Oh, I hate it. No, you ever get like a little hangnail and it just keeps catching on everything? You're like, ugh. There it is. There you are. You clown. Give me a second. Got him. Good. Ever been to what hype cultures or take what I see and approach what I buy? Yeah. That's a good way to do it. I generally don't get into the hype thing because I feel like everybody who hypes it up or hates on stuff, they probably don't know what they're talking about. And the hate trains on everything is unbelievable. Whether it's journalists or just people on X or social media or whatever, it's when one person says something bad about something, everybody parrots it as if they have no opinion. And they, like, especially in gaming, it's like they don't even play the game and they're crapping all over it. I can't believe blah, blah, blah. I made a game like this. How could it? Did you play it? Well, no, but I heard. Yeah, you know what I heard? You're an idiot and you don't have any of your own thoughts. That's what I heard. Who told you that? You did. Clowns. Hangnail. Hanging from your cuticle. Exactly. I was late. How's Dawn? Dawn's alive. They're alive. We made them a fun meal when they got home. We made handmade gravy from scratch. Yes, we are learning how to cook. Yo, here's the thing about cooking. Hey, a lot of people look at it as this mysterious thing of how the fuck am I going to do this, right? Here's what we learned, okay? Here's what we learned about cooking. We are woefully unprepared for any meal. Do we have this seasoning? Do we have this oil? Do we have this? Do we have that? You know what? It don't matter now. You want to know why? Because I'm like, yo, AI, whichever one I'm using. I'm like, here are my ingredients. I got this. What the hell can I make out of it? And it'll be like, oh, all right, let me see. Here's a couple of things you can do with that. And I'm like, let's go. And I'm like, okay, we had to make banana bread, but we didn't have the 4 bananas. I'm like, we got 2 bananas. Readjust everything for 2 bananas. And it's like, all right, I got you. And it does stuff. Yeah. And I'm like, let's go. But here's the thing about gravy. I love gravy, but I don't like all the fat and weird crap that they put in there. So I am going to be learning how to make a low sodium, low fat gravy that is going to be tremendous. Because the gravy you made was actually really good. We're talking restaurant level gravy. I know gravy's like basically making toast, but you know, no, it's literally just butter, flour, and then broth, you know, or water with a bouillon cube, and then maybe some onion powder. You know. What, onion powder in there? That brings it all together. It's nice. Toast and gravy's awesome. Yeah. I got an air fryer recently, and it's drastically changing my capabilities of cooking. Exactly. Cooking 101, what? Use what you got. You're doing fine. You're doing it right. Yeah. No, but that's the thing. I'm going to start snoozing these ads. I don't want to be bothered. You know, but if you do have an aversion to cooking like we do, because we've said this numerous times, I don't cook. You're lucky I make toast. You know, having AI be able to put something together, because we wouldn't know. We wouldn't know, honestly. It's like I have some lettuce, tomatoes, and this, blah, blah, blah. What do I do with it? I'm like, my first instinct is like, I guess I'll eat them all separately, you know? But it's like, no, you can make something. I'm like, what? Make something? That's weird. Yeah. So, boom. It's pretty cool. Heinz baked beans on toast is good. I'm weird about baked beans. They got to be a particular type. I used to eat a lot of them, and then we got the acid thing going on. And it's like there's the beans that you do like literally just wrecks your throat. We have no idea. See, we didn't have a home ec teacher. We had no home ec. Okay? Nothing. They didn't even tell you how to use a stove. Nothing. Was both annoyed and impressed with me. I didn't really follow instructions, but it always came out decent. We are those people. Because here's the thing. Dawn is all about a stickler for directions. And I always say directions are the confines of creativity. Okay? Especially when cooking. You know, baking, it's more of a science. You kind of want to follow those. But when it comes to just cooking, eyeball it. Do this, stir it around, taste it. Nah, maybe a little bit of blah, blah, you know, that kind of thing. That's the thing. That's what makes cooking actually fun for me. So if somebody gives me a recipe, I'm going to say, throw that crap out. Just put it over there. Right. Of course, I do have a problem making too much because I made a bunch of gravy that I don't even know what I'm going to do with this. I'm like, I have like probably half a gallon of gravy. I'm like, what am I going to do with a half a gallon of gravy? Yeah. You got to use it to a certain amount of time or it just gets gnarly. I mean, I can freeze it, but portion control goes out the window. Yeah, it's terrible. You should see my bowls of cereal. They're not even bowls. They might as well just be buckets, you know? Yeah. What that meat, pasta, potatoes, whatever. Yeah, we use the potatoes. What? That's when I made I made a kick-ass potato salad. I've actually never put gravy on rice. That's the thing. We definitely have rice. I've never put gravy on it, though. Rice to me is always like I got to put some kind of spicy sauce on it or something. Or it's got to be like a Chinese food thing. Never tried it with gravy. Oh, these big butter cottage cheese bowls of cereal. We got these weird bowls. If you've ever seen them, we've had them forever. Like your parents had them and they're like, oh, you're moving? Here, take these. They're these funky looking psychedelic-ish Texas instrument bowls or whatever, or Texas ware or something. I forget what they're called, but they are weird and they're like a perfect size. Do not put them in the microwave though. They get mofo hot. Like you got no idea how hot these things get. It's weird. We cracked one because we put it in the microwave. It's terrible. Blessing and curse of being Italian. You can cook, but it's usually too much. Yeah, maybe that's a genetic thing. When I make pasta, I make all the pasta. I don't do half boxes. I feel like that's a sin. Just make half the box. I'm like, what are you talking about making half the box? What do you want me to die? I'm going to starve. Pasta's probably the worst thing for you too. But we've transitioned to the whole wheat pasta. All right. So even if I have to make some kind of Chinese food with noodles, I will use the whole wheat pasta. Rice noodles are all right, but you know, it's still. I need my fiber. You know. Yeah, we made spaghetti for the entire neighborhood. Yeah, I did that with cookies. No, you made your weird peanut butter cookies from the dehydrated peanut butter, date syrup, and all that other stuff. But when you make them, because the thing, all right, the dehydrated peanut butter, when you mix it, sometimes you put too much water in it, right? And then you got to put in peanut butter, but then it just like pours out a bunch of it, and you're like, oh, all right, now I got to put some more water in it. And then you go back and forth, and before you know it, you got a half a gallon of peanut butter. Go.
80 moons. It's good to see you, Steve.
What's up?
Been rough trying to cut through red tape to sell my home, but still trying. Hope you're well.
Doing all right. Hope you're well. I don't know. Good luck with the red tape. God, why is selling stuff so difficult? You know what? At a certain point, just throw your hands up and be like, selling it as is. You know, buyer beware. It could be haunted. There could be a buyer in a dead body in the basement. You don't know what you'll get. You know? Do I have an expired relative behind the wall? You don't know. Find out. Come on. You know, maybe you'll get some kind of person who's into gambling. Normally it's not the park I bought trail from. Oh, there you go. Yeah, no, there's always red tape with that. That's ridiculous. No, we knew somebody who had to go through that, and it was like this long thing. It was like, well, you can't do this, you can't do that. Ugh. Just sold our old place. Took a year and a half to be sold. Really? Imagine people not having the money to buy a complete home. Ridiculous. Meanwhile, in California, I saw an article pre-stream that houses were selling well over their asking price because of all the freaking tech stuff that's happening over there. And I'm just like, because it's like closer to where they're going to work. So people are paying like a ridiculous amount of money for houses over there. And I'm like, yeah, enjoy those property taxes. God. I can't deal with that stuff anymore, but I can deal with more coffee. So let's see. Let's see if I get all shroomed out, bro. It was 2. It was a homestead. Oh, okay. Really? Oh, well then I could say I could see that. I'm trying to sell like double home here. Yeah. That's always happened when tech companies expand. Yep. Then nobody can afford the place around there, but it's weird because California is not great because the homeless population there is astoundingly high. So I don't know how these well-to-do people who are paying double what the value of a house is for convenience are going to do when they walk down the street and somebody on, you know, fentanyl or meth comes up to them with no teeth and is, you know, yelling at them for no reason. Like that's going to be a problem, but you know, whatever. I can't deal with it, man. But I know, but again, hey, if you have an aversion to cooking, AI. What? It's actually really good, you know? People are just using it the wrong way, you know? People are like, AI is evil. I'm like, have you tried making food with it? They're like, what? It's always happening. Read that. Okay. You have coffee. All right. Zombie Still White's got coffee. Coffee. There you go. No, the ad's going to run whether I want to or not. So it's going to be like a couple of minutes from now. What do you do? Who dat? Who dat? Okay. All right. Double check. Gravel pizza. What? Gravel pizza. Gravel pizza. I'm checking my bingo card. I got nothing. Oh, man. Bro. Only 2 people won bingo? God, all right. Let's see what else I can find. Shows up. Oh no, we could call this. Yeah, I'm fudging it, but you know, during the wheel spin. Or you know what? We could do it this way. There you go. Thanks, me. All right. Where's the? Oh no, I said, dude. Silly voices. Let's see. I didn't run out of coffee. I don't go out of my way to drink a lot of this very quickly because it doesn't have caffeine, so it just sits there. Kidneys are probably a little happier. It's not bad coffee though. I can't call it. No spicy, no fancy. Wheel spin happens. Emo, mispronounce somebody's name. Maybe. Sure. Random singing. I'm sure. Something falls off stream. No, I didn't hit the mic. Dyslexia. Well, we'll get there. What do I got? I still didn't win. Shh. Damn. Been cooking since I was 5. Granted, it was just eggs, but hey, eggs. There's an art to eggs. All right. We tend to overcook our eggs, you know, which isn't great. But I can make good deviled eggs, but they're a lot better when Gora helps because you know they're so closely related. But I could do that in guacamole, and now a very good gravy. Okay. What? Go.
All hail Foamy.
Yes. Thank you, Jerland. I appreciate. Thank you. 8 months. 8 months. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, we're going to let the ad run because then I got to set up for the other thing. I'm going to play video games at some point. I'm telling you. I'm going to do that. I know it's a thing on Twitch. We're just going to have to find the weirdest and most bizarre games that we can get a hold of that won't get me kicked off Twitch. What? Dude, I'd play spicy games. I've gotten gifted spicy games, but Twitch has got issues with whatever. I don't know. Hey, no, you could play Call of Duty and blow up people all day, but you know, if you see anything a little bouncy, spicy. My gravy's more like a spread. Yeah, we had that problem too. What? Yo, that thing thickens up, man. Thickens. Yeah. What? I can probably make really good gravy. This gravy was good, but I don't know. It could have been a fluke, but who knows? We'll figure it out. No, I'm not going to go through the days yet because it's not that time. There you go. Let the ads run. Twitch needs their money. Poor Twitch. Poor little Jeffy B hanging out there with his hands out. Please run small ads. I'm starving. Might have to take some spicy games among RPGs. Because they put the work. There you go. Yeah, I'm sure they're like all on sale now.
Destroy them all with kawaii hugs.
Adam,
and
thank
treats.
you. Got a raid from Adam. Hope you're doing well. Yeah. We got to figure out a way. We say this all the time. We got to figure out a way of working gaming into this. It's the only way you're going to get gaming done. If I don't turn it into work, I'll never do it. You know. So that's why we've gotten so much music done, because we turned it into work and we're like, we can do stuff. My brain is broken. Let's see. Oh, I got a question. No, because you're like Italian over there. How come some Italians call sauce gravy? Is that a northern thing? Northern Italy, to call it gravy? Because most call it just sauce, right? Or if it has a meat in there, it's considered a sauce or gravy. What the hell? Kind of want meatballs though. Yeah. That's one of those weird things. I don't know. But... All right, let's go. Come on, ads, bro. I want to go through the days and look at weird news so I can induce rage. Uncaffeinated rage. It's going to be a new thing for me. I don't know. What if you ask me for mac and gravy, I'd ask what kind. It's kind of weird, right? Some people say gravy. I want to make a good eggplant. I want to make a good eggplant parm. That's going to be my next thing. What? Hey, Adam won. Nice. Yo, only the third person? Yo, my dudes. Am I just going to have to rig this game for everybody? Holy crap. Wow. I'm confused and confuzzled. What? No, eggplant parm could actually be healthy if you don't overdo it with the cheese, you know? What? Eggplant's kind of good for you, right? Nobody says, oh, don't eat eggplant, it's bad for you. Maybe I'll try that. Next time we go food shopping. I just need a bunch in the 20s that I haven't had yet. Really? What's happening in the 20s here? Spicy card battle, shiny card battle, fancy card battle. Yeah, I need some of those too. Supersize emote, random singing, new song playing during intro. Now we still gotta. The problem with playing new stuff, it's like we gotta upload it and get it all processed through copyright stuff, just so people don't take music and then repost it and say that's mine. So nobody hears anything unless it's gone through that process. Just assume you wanted half-ass stroganoff. Dude, oh, Swedish meatballs. I love those things, but damn, they are just fattening. You follow, thank you. Scrapyard. Nice. I would like to rummage through a scrapyard. I feel like I'd find cool stuff. What's up? Didn't know you streamed on Twitch. What's up? Been watching Foamy for so long. Got the Squirrel Song CD and plushies. Ooh, nice. Thanks for all the laugh. I appreciate it. Thanks for putting up with it. Nice. New episode's been posted. Next one next Friday. Boom. We're still doing it. We're almost at 25 years. What do we do at 25? Guys, you got to give me ideas. I don't know how to celebrate. That's not in my lexicon. What? People think I'm joking. I literally don't celebrate. Even our own birthday, we're just like, yeah, whatever. I got work to do. Family Day. It's Family Day in the Ukraine. Okay. Video Games Day. We were talking about video games. There you go. Boom. Supersize emote. Icarus helping everybody out. Let's go. Supper size. Boop. Calling it. Nice. Hopefully. Wait, did that help me? Let me see. Oh, that was the lone one all the way in the corner that nobody connected to? All right. Been around, what, longer than what? The same kind. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think we're just stubborn. But that's the thing. If you work on a series that complains about humanity, they never stop giving you material. It never ends. And that's your perpetual well of, my God, does this ever end? You know, just keeps going. All right, it's Video Games Day. Are you playing the video games? Because you should. It's Video Games Day. Somebody forward this to PlayStation and let them know the video games. Math 2.0 Day. What, new math? It's new math. National Chocolate with Almonds Day. What's up? National Scud Day. Scud? Like Scud missile? What is that? What are you scudding? I don't even know what it is. Be a kid again a day. Hey, day. Look at that. Be a kid again. That's good. You know what? Break out the video games because it's, there you go. Play a goofy video game. Sit around with a bowl of cereal and a bunch of chips and Mountain Dew and just play video games. And then you're getting 2 holidays done in one day. It's pretty good. A Common Core Math Day. Can I just get remedial math? I would like consumer math. Speaking of math and consumers, we know somebody. They went to a store and they text me. They're like, yeah, there's a problem. I'm like, what is it? What is it now? What's happening? This place has no pennies. I'm like, well, what do you mean? They do not use pennies anymore. They don't use pennies. So they had to go through a transaction, cash transaction, but they don't have pennies. The bank doesn't even give them pennies. I know pennies are dead, but not to the person he knows. They're like, I have pennies. I'm like, well, then bring them there next time and give them pennies. That's insane to me. And you know what they did? They rounded up. They rounded up. You know, this is going to be a whole thing where all these companies are going to be making more money because they keep rounding up. If something is like 54 cents, they're going to round up to 55. That's an extra penny. If this keeps happening for every sale, companies are just getting more money and taking more from each consumer. Do they ever round down? If it's 51, does it drop down to 50 or to like 55? Like that, I haven't encountered, because usually I do a card or something, you know? They would round up to 55. So basically every consumer loses 4 cents on that one item. That only applies to cash transactions, at least is supposed to be. Yeah, I mean, that I know. But a cash transaction is essentially the store is taking an extra 4 cents from you. Like, why? Like, how is that even legal? Because if somebody, say you buy a pack of gum, it's $1.03. Okay, it should just be $1, right? Because the person who's paying by credit card, they pay $1.03. But now you're going to be rounded up to $1.05. So you are paying more than a person with a credit card because you're using cash. So, like, how messed up is that for everybody, though? Because, not for nothing, I'm the type of person that picks up pennies off the ground, okay? I'm going to miss those days. Now, this is not good. This is not good. Some states add more when you're using cards. Well, that's the other thing, because Dawn had to pay a bill online. And they were going to do one or two things. You could either do a credit card or a transfer, you know. And if you use the credit card, they charged you a convenience fee. And I'm like, but they don't if you do like an e-check or whatever. And I'm like, hold up. They're both digital transactions. One doesn't have a convenience fee. The other one does. Why? So what they're doing is passing on the fee that they have to pay for a credit card. Credit card transaction, the merchant ends up having to pay a little bit of money, right? Just because they process the payment and all that other stuff. So they're now passing that on to the consumers, unless you're doing like a direct deposit kind of thing or whatever. So what, Salvation Army near me, price of stuff, what, $1.98? Then rounds up to the next dollar on cash or card. They do not care. Really? Yo, that ain't right. I don't even care if the money's going to, you know, a good cause. It's my penny. What? No, that's a big thing. And sometimes if the sum is larger, like if you're paying taxes or something, they will charge you more of a convenience fee. Now, you know what would be really inconvenient? Oh, I don't know, writing out an old school check, putting a stamp on it, sending it in the mail, right? Having it go to somebody, a human being that has to process it, take out the check, kind of deposit into the bank. If anything, they should be giving you $1 or so off because you're being more convenient. I'll go in there with pennies. I'll do it. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I don't get it, and it boggles my mind. National Sugar Cookie Day. Oh, that's tomorrow. I want sugar cookies. All right. Unless they typically get a crappy fee on it, so they're making a customer pay for it. Yeah, they shouldn't. And I also feel bad for the merchants, because usually I like to pay cash at, you know, delis, mom and pop places. Anytime I go to like a coffee place and it's mom and pop. If it's Starbucks, I don't care, because I don't go to Starbucks. Fuck them. But if I go out and get coffee and it's at a mom and pop place, one, I want to pay in cash because they don't have to deal with the fee. Two, it's a mom and pop place. But, you know, that's the thing. It's like cash is, there's no extra things on it until now when I got rid of pennies. So a YouTube video of a guy paying a speeding ticket with pennies. Yeah, they love when you do that. And your only defense is it's legal tender. Well, technically, pennies aren't now, right? Well, I mean, they are, but could they refuse to take them? Curious now. Boop. I need coffee. Oh, sorry, mushroom coffee. Why do they call it mushroom coffee when it's clearly just mushrooms? It's a bait and switch. I doubt the city could refuse pennies. Might make a copper bar. There you go. You got a bunch of pennies? We have a couple of pennies lying around, but not enough to make a copper bar from. Stores around here have been letting the odd cents slide. I've gotten the same nickel back, and they gave my weird ass chuckle because Gretchen Mark's line and animal crackers. What? Oh, man. All right, what else we got going on here? Boop. All right, that's the itch.io store. If you don't know it exists, it exists. There's a lot of stuff on here, man. Look at all this. This is all Foamy related and other stuff. Okay. That's it. Self-promotion done. Mario Kart Tour. Look at this. Look, will be unplayable after Nintendo shuts it down in September. Yeah, no, they had... Nintendo had a Mario Kart for mobile, and now it's gone. In September. Didn't that just come out? It seems like it just came out, but it's probably like 4 years old, honestly. At least. But it's kind of crazy, right? Like, are they not making money off of it? That's Mario Kart World. Yeah, that one just came out. This is Mario Kart Tour. You know, it's completely different. It's a completely different thing. Hey, Small Town Ride, everyone. Nice. Go.
Hello all.
Hi. How's it going? Tenebers, thank you. 29 moots. Appreciate it. Thank you. Boom. Nice. Nintendo has announced that it will shut down Mario Kart September 29th, ending its 7-year run on mobile devices. This thing was 7 years old? I thought it was maybe 4 tops. Yo, that pandemic was just a time sink of where these days go? Yeah. 7 years. Holy shit. Can't believe Nintendo didn't keep part of its history alive. Yeah, I know, right? So strange of them. We sincerely thank the many players who loved and supported the game since the service began. Oh, should we do it in a voice? We sincerely thank the many players who have loved and supported the game since the service began so long ago, Nintendo wrote. Thank you for playing Mario Kart, but fuck off now, okay? I know 7 years of your life has been invested in it, but fuck you. We're going to just ditch you on the side of the road like this entire game. Nothing for you. You're going to have to call an Uber. That's it. Like, it's so stupid, dude. How much money does it cost to keep a mobile game going? I'm sure Nintendo's got the deep pockets enough to do it. Unless they remaster it and release it on Nintendo, the Switch, you know? Can you imagine, you know? I wouldn't put it, they'll probably just throw it into that thing when you paid a monthly fee for no apparent reason, you know, to put it in that batch of garbage. It's too much to let's play against the bots. Yep, too much. What are you going to do? All right, what else we got here? Sony tries to change the subject after killing PlayStation discs. This is classic Sony, right? These motherfuckers. Here we go. Let's see how uncaffeinated rage works. These prick bastards of a bunch of pricks. Look, the first message from Sony after announcing its plans to end PlayStation support of disc has earned a lot of scorn on social media. Yeah, because they talked about a gaming stick. That's their thing. This was the post immediately after the thing. Switch out lever gates with ease on the Flex Strike wireless fight stick. Nintendo, read the room. Everybody wants you literally just obliterated, and you're like, hey guys, fight stick. Is this physical or do I have to download this? Ah, good. So, yeah, and basically everybody responded to it with, yo, dude, some of the responses are a little too profane to share here. Oh, what are you? You fuck. No disc. Look, we want to own our games. No disc, no buy. There you go. So that's basically the general consensus of this is that everybody bombarded the comment section with, yo, what's up with the digital games? Why are you doing this digital games, bro? Don't care about your fight stick, man. How about my games? I'd like to own my games. Can I own my games, please? Yeah. Well, now here's the thing. The curtain has been lifted. So now we see between the 501 movies that were removed from people's accounts due to the, what was it, Studio Canal or whatever? I forget the name of the company, licensing agreement. And them now getting rid of discs. People are, it's blatantly apparent to like normies out there that you don't really own a thing. You don't own it. You subscribe to it. You keep your fingers crossed that it stays there. But everything is now considered fleeting when you used to have a collection that would last your life. And I know people are going to be like, well, you know, sometimes games get disc rock. Well, yeah, in 30, 50 years, if you keep them well. I literally have a compact disc that was pressed in 1985, and that shit still works. It still works. And what, 41 years later? Disc rot my balls. They work, okay? Disc rot is for people who don't know how to take care of their media. God. People are waking up to people who are pushing everything. Yeah. Sony has games on GOG. All right. I'm sure those are going to go away soon. So get them while you can. Boop. Look, they now wait for this storm to pass. Look, they wait for the storm to pass. I've said this numerous times about companies. You do something that people don't like, they'll complain about it, and you just don't say anything. Eventually it goes away. Sony knows this. So does Nintendo. And they ain't changing it. Look, PS5 owners are canceling PlayStation Plus subscription to protest Sony killing discs, but analysts say it won't make any difference. Because the factory that makes discs already is moving towards making micro lenses now. So it's over. It's like literally the manufacturer, or at least their main manufacturer, change stuff over. It's done. They ain't going to go back. Hey, everybody, stop. Let's retool this place to make discs. It ain't happening. Yeah. Disc rot is such a non-issue. You can back up a disc. You can. Yeah. The only time that people have had problem with it is Warner Brothers DVDs. I think it was Warner Brothers, so allegedly Warner Brothers. They had a portion of discs made from a certain time period that were like not great quality, so they were more susceptible to disc rot, and people had to send it back and get a new one, which at least they honored. But unfortunately, not every disc was still available to do the exchange. So great, right? It was Warner Brothers, yeah. Snatching those up as I can, right? Snatching them all. Yeah, we should probably do that, right? Stellar Blade, is that on GOG? I kind of want to play that, but I don't know if I care to. Still my uncle's Atari games and system, right? And even though you blew in the cartridges of everything from Nintendo, they still worked. All right. Sony has over 120 million active PlayStation users. He continued. Around 50 million people subscribe to PlayStation Plus. As a thought experiment, let's say 500,000 cancel in protest. That would be just like 1% of that business gone. Of course, not enough to Sony to start rethinking. Digital is just too lucrative. They know it. They know it. They know it. Okay? So, I don't know, man. There was a podcast Dawn was listening to, and they say, like, so one of the people works at a game store, and they said most people buy PlayStation 4s now, still. Now, keep this in mind. Sony is currently closing up shops for the PS Vita and the PS3. So if you had something that you wanted, you better get that now if they haven't already closed it already. So eventually, that's going to spill over to the PS4. So now PS3 is essentially, if you have the game installed, great. If not, it's a glorified Blu-ray player now. It's just there. Doesn't do anything. Meanwhile, in the retro cave, PS2, put my disc in, plays. That's it. Not Steam, Stellar Blade on GOG, just Steam. All right. Well, I'll get it on Steam. Yeah. Like I said, there's been games that have been taken off Steam or delisted, and I still own them. So it's not a big deal. Bob, damn it. Xbox new plan after brutal cuts focus on the thing called Xbox. We inherently didn't focus on the core business. What, gaming? Gaming? You want to maybe refocus? God. In the wake of mass layoffs at Xbox, several studios exiting the company, Microsoft Gaming Division has outlined its plans for growth. Not if you're cutting all these, whatever. Somebody includes what? A focus on biggest IPs, investing more in games like Minecraft. Dude, isn't that market already saturated? How are you going to invest more in Minecraft? Everybody who wants Minecraft is playing Minecraft, and they have for literal decades. You make your movies now, make your little merch and stuff like that. Player base will grow on its own. It really will. Removing several layers of management. Oh my God. Dude, are they actually doing it? They're removing several layers of management. Imagine the people that get paid the most and do absolutely nothing, getting their jobs taken away from them. Look, it's happening. To streamline its studio model. One other major area of focus will be the Xbox hardware itself. As the company says, its flagship console represents 80% of its current business. Really? You think the console that is what you're known for represents majority of your business? Why is that even a list? Whatever. Hey, did you know PlayStation? The majority of their business is selling PlayStations. It's weird. Yeah, Minecraft Steve dating sim. Yeah, they're going to have visual novels. Minecraft visual novel. Yeah. Oh, God. In order to grow, we made a bunch of bets. And as we did, we inherently didn't focus on the core business. The core business was to get more games for Game Pass. That's what they were focused on. Xbox CEO Ashish Sharma said to Fortune, the number one measure of your strategy is what you put your resources behind. Games. As a gaming company, that's your number one resource, to have games. I can't go back and blame Phil Spencer for buying up all these companies. Yeah, I feel like they bought too much, but that they wanted to make their gaming portfolio better. You simply spread ourselves too thin. Yeah, $80 billion, you think so? A healthy Xbox could weather the shock of the hardware crisis. With an unhealthy Xbox, it becomes really challenging. Accelerates a lot of the changes we need to make. Okay, so basically their back is against the wall and they got to make decisions now. Okay. Xbox is going to focus more on its hardware. It's doing so grappling with sharply increased costs. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, now retails for $800. And $800? You imagine paying $800 for an Xbox? That's crazy. Bitter lemon tie. He bought way too much, yeah. Well, I feel like a lot of that was legal fees for, the EU thing where they were like, oh, we're going to get Activision. And Sony was like, no, you can't have it. Call of Duty. Woo. Yeah, meanwhile, yeah. No, PlayStation was posturing like they're the ones they're so concerned about gaming. They were concerned about losing that exclusive of Call of Duty, which now they probably will. So there you go. Here, the Xbox was using Minecraft money to fund most of its company. Probably. Second increase is also looking likely, so there's going to be another increase. So expect an Xbox to be like $1,000. Look, one method that Microsoft is reportedly looking at is cut down the costs is forego the disk drive on Project Helix. That's their next one. Why would you forego that? Look what happened to PlayStation. Learn from their mistakes and say, hey, guys, we know you have a collection, and we are going to make sure that those things are still available to you. You have a collection, you want to put your disc in, boom. Oh, God. Yeah, so Sony is messing up. Okay, meanwhile, Microsoft Xbox infrastructure has been subject of a cross between industry and case of catastrophic mismanagement. 3,200 people being laid off. Oof. Changes are going to hit Double Fine and Compulsion, become independent studios. So at least Compulsion and Double Fine are fine. Ninja Theory and Undead Labs have been sold. Oh my God. Ninja Theory? Ruh-oh. Who'd they sell them to? And Arcane Lion has entered a mandatory consultation period to figure out what's next for the Marvel's Blade developer. Oh God, that's what yeah, we're never going to see that game. Oof. All right. They're all doomed. Doomed. All right. They never learn. They're only interested in being just what their supposed competitor. That's the same with Samsung and Apple. Oh God, there's an interesting. If your eyeballs want to explode, yo, there is news from Samsung that is unbelievable to me. The I wish I had stock in them. Unbelievable. Obsidian hit hard by Xbox layoff with 25% of devs cut from the studio. Between 60 to 70 people are said to have been affected. So there you go. Obsidian. They made Outer Worlds, right? Yeah. Boop. Original Nintendo Switch will be discontinued in Europe. Oi, mate, you all get yourself a Gen 1 Switch. You better do it now, all right? It's going to be discontinued. Never going to get it again. All right? Like, yeah, so, I don't know, make your way to wherever the hell they have them. Dude, they're discontinued. Nintendo has revealed its plan to stop selling Switch nearly a decade after its debut. Yeah. They also made Fallout New Vegas. Yeah, a lot of people like that one. Yeah. I feel like Xbox is going to do a lot of easy remasters. So I feel like Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 3, maybe an earlier Elder Scrolls game, that kind of stuff. You know, they got Halo coming out, the Combat Regurgitated or whatever. Let's see what else we got. The Steam Machine's Red Line of Death is less scary and more useful than you might think. Okay. Steam Machine. A lot of people have been getting it. Some of them. 2 people have got a red line. A red line. Oh my God, a red line. Red line. It's not starting up. Oh my God, what do I do? Okay, here's the thing. You got to look this stuff up before you hit the panic button and start going through all these articles that are scaring everybody about the Steam Machine. Okay, because here's that. Red Line of Death is actually super useful. Okay, let's see. Last week, the Steam Machine subreddit was rocked. No, it wasn't. With the comment describing the Red Line of Death, a reference to the catastrophic red ring of death plagued the Xbox 360. The user in question Steam Deck's question was bricked and beyond repair, but a few resets and some BIOS updates later, the PC was restored. Perhaps most interesting was how it surfaced a smart way in which Valve is relaying vital hardware information when something does fail. Okay? This is pretty cool. Can I make this a reedy thing so I can, not keep getting blocked by it? Nice. Okay, now this is brilliant. This is brilliant, all right? Listen, the error this unfortunate Reddit user encountered was probably the worst of the lot, with the half-width breathing red LED bar indicating a GPU failure. Uh-oh. Different bar widths with different animations point to entirely different issues. However, our own Steam Machine usage has run into another error where the Steam Machine displayed a full solid red bar indicating an overheating issue. Really?
Let's freaking go.
I'm Snow White. You gotta roll. Equal to or greater than. Boom. 8. Reasonable. 18. Beautiful. Pick a number, any number. You can call it if you want. You know where the buttons are. You could be like, boop, I want that one. What? They know. What do you want? What do you want? Because then I can check my card. Is it going to be a mystery? Rolls a 20 during card. That's pretty good. That's a rare.
It's a
Oh, that helped me.
Destroy them
Hey,
with kawaii hugs
nice.
and treats.
Hey, there you go. Nice. Orc Skull, thank you. Welcome, Raiders. Hello, Orc Skull and Raiders. Hope you're doing well. Boom. We just won bingo. We're going through news. Also, the Pumpkin's usually on here on Sunday, so I'm a little more droll. What's up? Shout out to Orc Skull. Thank you, thank you. Hope you're doing well. You doing something fun? We're doing something fun. We're yelling about news. What, man? No, man. No. No. Steam Machine for people who actually get one. Yo, Steam Ford has a full page breakdown. The meaning of different light bar colors and animations. And what they're telling you about the state of your Steam Machine. While some less crucial ones will be overwritten by your custom light bar settings. I guess don't do that. Ones paired with critical errors will always be displayed. They give you an easy way to communicate what might be wrong with your Steam Machine should you need to contact support, which many of the worst issues suggest you do. So this thing is like, if it's pulsing red, it's one thing, blah, blah, blah. You know, all this other crap. So this thing apparently was a certain thing where if you just do a series of inputs, it will wipe the CMOS, restore it, and then restart it, which was the case of the red line of death, which is pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, they brought back blink codes. I'm like, why wasn't that a thing? You know? Because I had to figure that out myself on the, I'm saying the very old Steam Machine that we had, like first gen, like way back in the day. Yeah, that kind of thing. There was like, we had this thing going on and it turned out to be a CMOS issue. That was back in the day when they actually had the battery, you know, you had to take it up. But now it's fine. You don't usually have to do that. Dell and HP computers, laptops, these have these all the time. Yeah, they don't anymore. And I don't understand that. You know, functional cookies, these cookie enabled website to provide blah, 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 a lot of stuff. So there you go. That's kind of cool though. I'm glad they came up with a system that's actually not terrible. You know, and at least users are just like, all right, what is this? They could just look on their phone. Okay, it's throbbing at me. What does that mean? You downloaded a very spicy game and it's ready to play. I feel like it would be a pulsing, like dum dum, dum dum, but like pink. Yeah, I don't know, just making crap up. But at least they got little blink codes. Boom. It is happy to see you. Those are game consoles and computers getting higher in price. It would be in for another video game crash and therefore another stock market crash. I don't think there'll be a stock market crash because of gaming. Oh, hey, there you go. Thank you for the follow, Ancient. I appreciate. Hi. I know you think it would be a stock crash. No announced Xbox games are getting axed in Microsoft's layoff, company says. Thank you. Nah, man, because the jury's still out on Marvel's Blade. Uh-oh. Blade, no. We were going to get another vampire thing, you know? Not that I'm a big fan of vampire hunters, but still. So, Clockwork Revolution, Gears of War E-Day, Senua, State of Decay 3, all of those are still coming out. Even though I think Undead Labs got sold off. Did it? I don't know. But at least those are going to be around. So, those... What, so State of Decay? State of Decay is definitely... No, people were looking forward to that. And they were like, yo, State of Decay. It looks like British Blade for me. Oh, I'm going to kill a bunch of vampires. All right, Switch 2 systems will have swappable batteries coming this year, but not in the U.S. Because the UK, you know, cool of them, even though they have a lot of other issues right now. They passed a law where there must be... consumer, you know, the consumer has to have the ability to basically change batteries, essentially. Thank you. Okay, now can we bring that over here to the States? Because I do not want to go to the Apple store, and I don't want to have to go to the like a Samsung place or go to some god awful, fix it phone place because I need a battery change. Okay? Give me a freaking break. Especially like for older people who grew up with, I don't know, AA, AAA. Yeah, you know what you want to do? You change new batteries. Great. So, Joy-Cons are replacement batteries in Europe. So everything's going to have replaceable batteries, at least in Europe. So if you were waiting, maybe you can get a import version. You think you can get a UK version shipped over? It might cost more, but hey, you'll be saving in batteries. Yeah. Just take your Switch 2 to the Nintendo store. Yeah. Most companies don't make different models. EU and US rules. This will usually take a minute, but will impact the US positive. I hope so. They better hurry the hell up with that too, because once manufacturing gets to a certain point, and they're just like, yeah, we're not going to do separate manufacturing for the US, which would make sense. Just streamline your manufacturing and have replaceable batteries. I might actually consider buying one, but fuck Nintendo until they stop picking on fucking Pal World. Did that lawsuit ever settle? What the fuck is going on with that? God, this has been going on for years. Yeah, we can't have anybody else having a fun Pokemon-like game. So, yeah, there you go. Look, and it'll have 5% more battery capacity. And also a 5-gram weight increase. I'll work out. I'll work out to be able to change my own batteries. Ugh. Bethesda HR forced staff to remove what? Small memorial to what? Laid off colleagues? Bethesda Game Studio Union shared images of the now removed display featuring photos of fired devs. Why? I didn't even get to read this article. Earlier this week, Xbox began blah, 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 blah. On Monday, Xbox and Microsoft began cutting thousands of jobs across all the things, including id Software, blah, 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 blah. So, on Tuesday, as reported by the Bethesda Game Studios Union, the BGS team in Austin set up a small celebration of service memorial featuring photos of staff members who had been let go as a way to pay tribute to those who lost their jobs and show solidarity during the challenging time. Employees at the main Bethesda Game Studio in Rockville, Maryland, were inspired to do the same. On Wednesday morning, the BGS Union account posted photos. Okay, photos of everybody gone. Yeah, everyone's sad. Let's see. Unfortunately, HR made our office management take this down almost immediately. Not before a picture went up on the internet. Never going to take that down. Isn't this weird? What HR? Shouldn't HR be for the employees? I thought that was a thing. Removable batteries needs to be standard. Yeah, exactly. Multiple people on my team have mobile phones that are needing to be used as combustible housing foundation bricks. Exactly. Used to be a developer. Like you mean to replace arrows. This is like, I don't know, man. We'll see. Promise not to fight back. Union, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so Xbox has fallen apart in every sense of the word. Hey, we lost a bunch of people. We want to put up pictures for them. No, it's not like they died. They're just unemployed. What? Well, you could put up pictures when they're dead. Well, you know what? Financially, they are dead. Okay, is that okay for you, HR? I hate HR. I really do. No, HR to me is like, it's the picky Karen of the workplace. You never find cool HR. It's just some draconian idiot trying to mitigate getting sued. It's like some corporate pawn trying to calm everybody down so there isn't a lawsuit. They have no employee interests at heart. They have basically corporate at heart. Oh, here we go. Let's change the subject from gaming to Moana live action reactions are mostly negative, calling it ugly and questioning why it was even made. I said that too. The Rock looks better without hair, honestly. He don't need it. Why would you put that goofy ass wig on my bro? Look at that. What is this? Yeah. Be careful where the conversation goes. Why? I don't like HR. Let's see. So, yeah, basically, The Rock looks cool. Wow, on his Halloween costume. I know, right? This just looks like a Halloween costume. This wig is so bad. This wig is so bad. That was the first thing when I saw the, not even a trailer. I saw the image of The Rock, and I'm like, that wig is so bad. And then I saw the trailer. It's not looking good. I mean, make up your own mind. You might like the Moana here. Take a look. It looks like he'll be in Sepultura. He wishes he was in Sepultura. Yeah, Rain and Blood. Yeah, I'm not going to play the trailer here just because reasons. Tuesday night, Moana held its world premiere in Los Angeles, and while official reviews are still embargoed at the moment. Oh, no, we have a thing for that. Embargoed, huh? Look at that. 35% from the embargoed reviews. 35%. Ain't nobody like you, Moana. Nobody like you. Nobody like you. You were cooler when you were animated. Did we go to the reviews? Yeah. And again, if somebody wants to go see it, go see it. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to the reviews. If it's something you're interested in, go. Uplifting, heartfelt, funny, and exhilarating adventure. New York movie guru, huh? Okay, take your word for that. Yeah. It's more of the same, but instead of recapturing the magic and soaring heights of the 2016 animated feature, the live-action remake comes across as little more than a cynical cash grab. And who are these positive people? Dwayne Johnson returned to the franchise and represents the peak of his 2010s popularity and playing Maui in a way that takes stock of the 2020s decline is just fascinating enough to make Disney otherwise recycled Moana remake worth a casual viewing. I don't want casual viewings. That was my problem with Superman, James Gunn's Superman. It was a casual viewing. I didn't get immersed. I didn't get pulled in. I was just looking at my watch saying, yo, when's this going to end? How long is this movie? The dog's cool. Yeah. If I get, and this is me, I don't use my phone a lot. Okay. If I am so bored with a film that I start checking messages, then your film absolutely sucks. Okay. All right. Let's see what Rendy got to say. Rendy, what up? Doesn't make any new creative choices to dampen the material, but that's like praising a dingy water fountain for not coming out brown in comparison to the Brita filtered tap water you have at home. Ooh, Rendy. Oh. Oh, God. So Moana's rusty tap water, apparently. I don't know. What else we got here? Oh, GOG. No, Disney, good luck. You've been having a pretty crappy track record with everything that you do. I don't think this is going to be any different. Superman cartoons sound more interesting than what he did with the IP. Dude, The Adventures of Superman from the 90s, the cartoon was pretty good. Dude, the Fleischer cartoons from the 1940s were better. Meanwhile, we have crap like this getting made by what? Yeah, right? And they cancel Stargate. Amazon's like, nah, nobody really wants to. Yeah, it's only the hardcore fans want Stargate. Yeah, that's who you should be making stuff for. Go.
Retread Wednesday?
No, this is more garbage from more news of more nonsense. What's up? How's it going? Otto, hi. Boop. Fans canceling PlayStation Plus boycott. Sony killing disc Discovery. You can actually save money by threatening to quit. Yeah, essentially they'll save. If you quit, they'll give you like 50% off. You know you're not going to quit. All right. No, PlayStation people, they've been getting like, oh no, don't look. If you buy 3 months, you're going to get 50% off. I don't know. At least have Sony lose some kind of money. Oh, God. Last week, somebody was announced, blah, blah, blah. This angered a lot of people, not just collectors and super fans. Now players trying to cancel their PlayStation Plus accounts in protest are being offered discounts to stay. Discovering how desperate Sony and other companies are to keep people hooked on subscriptions. You know, here's the thing. I'm going to throw this out there because this makes a good point. If you don't care about subscriptions, they don't have power over you. Okay? That's kind of a thing where it's just like, you know, again, support what you like. But when it comes to this, if you're not so invested in there, and clearly, you know, Sony's PlayStation is invested in your money. That's pretty much what they want. Clearly, they don't care about game preservation for the most part. They don't care about the future of gaming, you know, physical media. They're not going to give a flying crap about future preservation either, because they want to control the market. And that's always been the thing, whether it's records, movies, stuff like that, is controlling the market. If you control the content, then it's like, you know, people have to subscribe. And then it becomes a monthly rental, you know? And it's like, I get it, but let people buy it and keep it, you know? Have a physical copy, whatever, you know? God. Usually, what, Ubisoft go, people need to be comfortable not owning their games. No. Who wants to be comfortable with not owning anything? Who wants to pay money and be comfortable with not owning it? I have a very good, healthy sense of detachment, right? So here's the thing. If my Xbox library, PlayStation library, Nintendo library, and Steam library were all wiped off the face of the earth, I don't think I'd care. Honestly. Like, I don't care. Whatever. This is optional fun for me, you know? So I'm not heavily invested. And even though we have, like, you know, games, I don't care. So in that case, there's no power there. Yeah. That makes any sense. I know I got plenty of movies. I got physical media up the wazoo. But I don't know. I know it's their thought process because I've heard a quote before. It's just, it's weird. But people have been comfortable not owning music. How many people go out and buy an album? Nobody, because they barely make them anymore. You're lucky if you find like a vinyl pressing of an album that you really like, assuming they even make albums worth buying. You know, usually there's one or two good songs. Everything else is just disposable trash. Yeah. But, oh yeah, I'll buy albums too. Like, I'll definitely buy them. As soon as I see that there's a physical thing, I'm like, give me that, you know? But, I think that's what's going to make physical comeback so strong. I don't know. There's definitely that writing on the wall, because vinyl's done okay. CDs, not so much. Cassettes somehow did fairly well the last couple of years by comparison. But gaming, it is getting to that generational transition who grew up on all digital. You know, they're literally like the subscription generation. They've subscribed to everything, you know, Netflix, YouTube, Hulu, Disney, you know, maybe Game Pass, PlayStation, even Nintendo. You know, they subscribe to everything. And just rattling off that's probably a couple $100 a month just going away. You know, the thing is, it's like they don't make good movies, a lot of good movies anymore. So I don't need to subscribe to anything. Music, I already know the bands I like. If I want to find something, I'll browse through Spotify. And if they have an album, great. If not, I'll check out and see if they have it on Bandcamp so I can actually at least have a copy for myself in case Spotify loses licensing and your playlists are absolutely fucked and now you're just playing a bunch of grayed out songs. But how much does it cost to set up optical disc factory? Oh, I have no idea. Do I use Bandcamp? Yeah. I like Bandcamp. The money goes directly to the artist and I actually get a lossless quality. You know, I don't want streaming quality. I know streaming quality has gotten better and all that stuff, and they do have like lossless. But it's much like Netflix. 4K isn't 4K. It's a completely different beast. You know? I In protest to Sony going all digital, I tried to cancel my subscription. Posted on one PlayStation user on Reddit Monday. But they hit me with a 50% off deal if I resubscribe. Haha. Look, they shared a screenshot, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so yeah, I don't know if anybody's doing that. I mean, again, it's up to you. If you want to be on, Team PlayStation, Team Xbox, Team Nintendo, that's your thing. I just, at a certain point, know where everything's going, and, I will give Apple Music credit. They have done a fair amount of effort on their music streaming. I've actually never used Apple Music for streaming. Now, Don's got Spotify, so I'll just use that. I should probably look into it, though. Is their catalog as equally as obnoxiously big as Spotify's, or what? I'd assume it would be. Boop. All right, what do we got here? No, I went through all this. Boop. Don't kill disc. Look, petition to Sony hits 100,000 signatures in 4 days. 100,000 signatures in 4 days. 4 days. I rarely find something I want they don't have. Huh, that's pretty cool. Interesting. So not as well as Bandcamp, or at least there's some AI stuff on there. Yeah, they did not care about your whole thing. No, the whole AG thing that you did. Yeah, they just like, nope. And I'm just like, well, why? Because we went through this whole long involved thing, even a handwritten, mailed letter, just as a backup. Nothing. They're just like, fuck you, bro. I'm like, you don't realize that making music, at least for us, I don't know how anybody else works. No, when it comes to AI, one, we have hyperacusis. Playing an unplugged instrument, like even just an electric guitar, literally hurts our ears. Okay? So, hypersensitive hearing. So it's like you try to explain this to people, they're like, we don't care. I'm like, yeah, but I'd like to be creative and still, not be in constant pain. Don't care? You realize I've been doing stuff for like 25 years, right? Don't care. So nothing, huh? Nope. Don't care. Literally don't care. I'm like, all right. Whatever. Part if you get, what? You get kicked. I don't know. It's been going to be. It depends on who reports it. Oh, yeah. There's always somebody who's just like, oh, get that guy. So I don't think a pitcher will do anything. If they want to boycott Sony, just don't buy their games. It's really that simple. Well, that's one less avenue for them to buy a game now. So let's coffee. Hold on. Sorry, let's mushroom. Mushroom coffee, idiot. Ugh. Oh, it actually gets better when it's like colder. That's actually pretty good. Let's see. Providing the quality of the audio has been given to Apple. They can stream in high-res lossless, which is classed as 24-bit 192. Oh, dude, 24-bit, huh? Nice. There you go. That's pretty good. Yeah, we do all like FLAC. Anytime we upload stuff to service, it's all uncompressed. That's like the standard now. They're like, yo, we need good. You can't be doing 192, MP3s, bro. Yeah, the garble. I can't get on Bandcamp, but maybe. I don't know. I guess it's whoever yells at who, but there's a certain point where you got to pick and choose your battles, and me going back and forth with Bandcamp is useless when all the stuff is available uncompressed on Gumroad, itch.io. It's also on Spotify and all the other places. So it's out there, it doesn't deter anything. So, boop. Sony. Oh, this is the thing. Look, Sony CEO sells over half his stock following PlayStation disc announcement. The CEO of Sony was like, bro, what do you mean you're getting rid of the... I've invested in this. Physical's the future. Oh my God, I gotta sell my stock now. Okay. Yeah, look at that. So more than half of his stock in the company. A recent United States Securities and Exchange Commission's filings show that the 61-year-old sold millions of dollars of worth in stock in just 2 days after the announcement that PlayStation was going to cease production of physical disc. If your CEO knows it's a bad move, why would you make the move? Why would you do that? Well, how is this legal? Because they did it after the announcement, not before. So there's really no red flags there. I mean, they probably knew it was coming, and smart of them to wait. So they probably lost a little bit of money, but they made the announcement, and then 2 days later, they sold off their stock. So it's the ones that sell it beforehand, like people in office, where it's like all of a sudden it's like, oh, they sold like, $20 million in stocks. And you're like, oh, then this thing happened and the price dropped. Weird. It's weird. It's almost like they had, internal knowledge. They're done, compete with digital only because indies will tank AAA, etc. AI tools means indies will be stronger than ever before. This is true. That's actually a good point. AAA studios aren't going to be the beasts they think they are, because as all developers, indie developers, get a hold of AI, we got an interesting thing about that too. When they get a hold of AI, it's just like they're going to be able to build equal or better versions of AAA games, well, their own versions. But boop. Oh, look. Hey, speaking of indie devs, look, this GTA in London game won't glorify crime in the end. Well, it should. Let's see. Let me snooze this because I want to talk. I want to talk. Okay, this thing. It's a game called Ends. I don't know anything about it, but it's made by a small group of people, and essentially it's being sold. It's not out yet. It's being spun as like a GTA in London. So it's interesting if it's something. Ends, if you type it into Steam, it's the one with the black logo. So there you go. I mean, it could be good. I don't know anything about it. It looks like, there's a thing, developer log. That grass looks like it needs to be mowed. That grass is so good, I want to get a mower and just cut it. Foamy Fighters. What? Floated the other year. What? Yeah, I mean, we could do that, but, here's the thing. AI is largely vilified right now, especially in game development. So we got some stats on that. But for us to get a game off the ground, it would have to be a lot of AI usage. Because one, I can't code worth shit. Two, I don't have the money to hire people. I literally don't. So it's either going to happen through AI or not at all. This is the Samsung thing. Holy crap. If you have a stock in Samsung, whew. Samsung chip division single year profits beats its past 40 years of profits combined due to increased memory and storage prices. Samsung passes Nvidia to become most profitable company in the world. Notches 19 times quarterly increase in profit. They are more profitable than freaking Nvidia. This is insane to me. Just because of the chips. It's crazy. God. I don't have stock in anything. So it's like I'm looking at these things, I'm like, oh. And this is that info where you're like, well, the everyman now gets into it. And those are going to be people who are going to lose their money. Like if you had Micron stock like a year ago, bro, you could probably sell it and well, if you had the money to buy it, but you could sell it and be well off technically. Hate it. Yeah, right. You controls the DRAM, controls everything. It's true, man. It's like the spice. Hidden backdoor in Tenda routers. I don't even know what a Tenda router is. Let's see. Routers goes unpatched as company ignores warnings from cybersecurity research. Chinese company firmware allows admin access without password. What is this? Tenda? Allegedly. So if you got a Tenda router, maybe, yeah. Maybe look into that. Firmware's vulnerability affects several router models. What are your models there? What do you got? FH 1201, the W15E, the AC10, the AC5, and AC6 routers. Like most consumer routers, Tenda devices provide password protection, blah, 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 blah. Firmware, okay, whatever. Just know if you have a Tenda thing, look into it. Inside the history of DRAM price fixing lawsuits, how HBM allocations could make a difference after 2 decades of failed cases. So, look at this. Garcia Guerrero, I don't know, versus Samsung leans on HBM to prove an agreement that federal courts have twice declined to see in parallel, production costs. Cuts. 17 plaintiffs sued Samsung, blah, 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 and Micron in the U.S. District Court for Northern District of California in late June, alleging that the 3 companies have worked together to control roughly 90% of the global DRAM market. Coordinated supply restrictions and pushed memory prices up around 700% in 4 years. So, now that people are looking into this, is this true? Is this going to be a thing? Could we possibly get, now, because this lawsuit's going to be in limbo for years. And then by the time, like, the prices will come down naturally by the time they do this, you know? A tale conviction, then a failed sequel. Blah, 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 blah. So apparently there's this whole thing. I'm not going through it. They should drop the DRAM patents because, in my opinion, important tech stuff should not be patented. Yeah, I mean, somebody's got to make money. You know? I would say life-saving stuff like medicine. Drop those patents. You know, like insulin. Somebody's got a patent on insulin. That's why it's like $3,000. Stupid. Anyway. What do Steam fans really think about AI in games? This was the interesting article. Boop. Because we got polls up in here. All right, we got some polls. Let's see what they're going to talk about. All right. So basically this goes on, blah, 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 blah. Look, the deepest PC console data. Where's the charts? Where's the flow charts? That whole bunch. There you go. This is a snapshot of a particular type of Steam player, more committed than normal. So these are more committed ones. These are your hardcore people. But here's what 3,800 of them think of AI in their game. Okay, look at this. Look at this. Look, what's your view on buying Steam games that have any kind of we used AI disclosure? Look at these. I have absolutely no problem with it. Look at that. What's this one? Right there. 23%. I am fine with it. Isn't that the same fucking thing? I have absolutely no problem. I'm fine with it. It's the same thing. Okay, but look at that. That's basically almost half, right? I'm neutral. And neutral. Look, we got like a 75% pie of people who don't really care. Okay? I'm not super keen on it. They'll still probably buy it. I won't do it under any circumstances. 8.1%. 8.1%. So you cut out, what, 1/3 you use AI, and it's probably, what, going to buy your game anyways. Yeah. I feel like the 8.1% would pirate your game instead of paying you. You'd be like, well, you used AI, so I'm just going to steal it. There's always this thing about justifying theft with some kind of convoluted virtual signaling. If you really dislike the game, then why play it? If you're really against something, why would you play it, buy it, blah, 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 blah. That kind of thing. What are you doing? You're proving a point? You're basically, it was a sale you weren't going to give them. And if you steal it, you're still playing it, which is just showing that your morals are on very shaky ground. And therefore, moot, you know? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Probably buy a game with AI anyways as part of their favorite series. Yeah, probably. And And so it's kind of interesting that like generally, I mean, this thing not too happy about it. That doesn't necessarily mean no sale. So even if you take half of this, right, you're still looking at, I would say 70% would probably still buy a game if it had AI in it, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, it is just, it seems way better than expected. I just assumed, people were going to be like, oh my God, nobody ever buys it. I figured it would be all red. The whole pie would be red except for that one person. So it's like, I just like gaming, bro. What is this? Headline, what's this one? Do you look closely at Steam's AI disclosure in the game's Steam page description before making a decision on whether to buy a game? Yes, I'll check to see what the disclosure I will glance and not pay attention. I won't try to read it. So 10% don't read it. 44% will glance. And then supposedly another 44 will be like, yeah, I definitely read it. Doesn't mean they won't buy the game. They just read to see if it's got AI or not. So that's interesting. What is this one? Do you believe game devs are fully disclosing all of the audio-visual AI used in games on Steam? Boom. I think they are. Many, but not all of them. Some of them are. Not many of them are. Basically, none of them are. Well, okay, take this out because I've seen stuff with, disclosures. We're going to have ads running 50 seconds. But generally, people think that if a company is using AI, they will disclose it for the most part. So if it's disclosed and then people will kind of buy it anyway, if it's something that they're into, then the very vocal minority of people who hate AI, they're not here. So I don't know how that fares because, people watch like AI videos and stuff. They find it fun. Games, people probably played a bunch of AI games and they're like, yeah, it could have been better, but it's probably not the worst thing. So I don't know how this is going to pan out in the future, but I really feel like at some point people are just going to be like, yeah, whatever, everybody uses it. Kind of like Photoshop. Everybody uses Photoshop. Well, they used to. And AI is technically the new Photoshop. I've used enough AI to be able to spot AI. So I'm like, oh, they used AI. They used AI. Does it really bother me? No. It doesn't, but it's kind of weird. And I always like to get insights into normies, how their brain works or does not work. Came out the creator, Demon says it sucks and wasn't made for computers back then. Even called RA moguls, pushing bad terms. Yeah. Good to know what I'm looking at. Or digging after the fact. Yeah, even Photoshop uses AI now, which is fucking ironic, isn't it? Like, it bothers me that Photoshop uses AI. What is this? Do you think use of AI code helpers like Cloud Code should be disclosed on Steam page? So what do we got? No, it shouldn't. Neutral, I don't care. Yes, a lot of people think AI Claude Code assistance should be disclosed. That's interesting. See, that seems weird. Because coding, not everybody knows how to code. Coding is difficult and it's mind-numbing, especially if you have dyslexia. I was at the point where I think demand should be completely capped for products to speak for themselves, etc. Only blatant and utter scams should be gone after. Yeah, I any kind of scammy AI stuff should definitely be removed. But I don't know. I think we're all on the same page. We just want good games. We want good music. We want good stuff. And hey, as much as I would like to have human beings doing it, we are very into music, even with our messed up ears now. Also movies, basically the media arts. And nobody wants to admit it, but nobody's coming out with really good music anymore. Nobody's coming out with really good films anymore. Games are, most of them are indie, that are decent. So when I see how creatively bereft humans are, it is no surprise that they're falling back on AI because somebody's got to have talent. And people don't have the discipline now to have talent for the most part. You have your savants out there that are really good. You do have very creative people, so don't think everybody sucks. However, you know, it's what was it? Wasn't it EA that it's like, oh, they saw this burst of creativity with their game devs when they started implementing AI use. And I'm like, then that means they weren't creative to begin with, you know? So, whatever. You know, it is what it is, and it's going to just keep going. Let's see. Can I use this regional number? What extrapolate word? Oh, God, there's a lot going on here. Wow, they really did a deep dive in there. Woof. Record industries come music. Sadly, I lost all hope for music and just stopped caring. If anything is mainstream music, I despise it. That's why we just make our own music. That is literally why we make our own music, man. Because it's just like, why fight with record companies and stuff like that? It's pointless. Oh, teachers. Well, it's summer. There can't be anything 4 hours ago. So my former student met Chris. Oh, God. Oh, geez. Oof. Let's see. No, I'm not doing that. What else we got? What's going on here? Hey, Palworld is leaving early access, and it won't be increasing the price. There you go. If you haven't gotten Palworld, you know, usually when they do early access, they usually give you a discount. And when it comes out, they jack up the price. Guess what they're doing? Not jacking up the price. Yes. Hey, Nintendo. This is kind of cool, right? It's like they upgraded the game, yet they don't charge you if you already own it. Yeah, Nintendo seems to have to do that. If you have a Switch game and install it on a Switch 2, they have that enhancement thing that they want you to buy for $10 to $15. You know, and make it look good. Even though you already bought the game. They're like, we can squeeze a little bit more money out of you. Come on, guys. Can't you learn anything from Palworld? No, not for nothing. Most of their PAL designs are actually better than most of the Pokemon current designs. Your current Pokemon designs suck, dude. Every time I look at them, it makes me want to puke. Okay? Make better Pokemons. God. Yeah. I need to buy Palworld. Palworld's definitely worth it. You know? I played a bunch of it, you know, and I'm like, damn, this is actually really good. So, I don't know. Boop. Here we go. It's back to the, people are using Xbox feedback page to stop them from laying off workers. Oh, God. Here's the weird thing. Whether you're internet or somebody in a public office kind of thing. People have all been getting on Xbox for laying off workers. Now, I don't know if anybody knows how the economy works or business, but if you spend $80 billion acquiring a bunch of studios and you're not making money, you have to fire people. And Xbox can suck it right now because I don't even care about them. But they're actually getting rid of some of upper management, which most other companies don't even do. So, yay, I guess. But now everyone's just like, stop firing people, stop firing people. Who's paying them? That's the thing. And again, I'm not even, defending Xbox. I feel like they made a bunch of fuck-ups, and it sucks that people are being held accountable for it. But there's no way you can sustain that kind of monetary output and not get that money back and expect all these people to be still working. It's impossible. It's impossible. And I know in the gaming industry, and I've said this numerous times, everybody has this starry-eyed vision of how the industry works. Like, cool, you get to work on a game. But the reality of it is it's a business. People are going to get fired. And the only way you don't get fired is if you're working on your own content for you. That's why indie developers take about 7 years to make a good game. And when it comes out, it's actually a good game. They don't get fired. They're working day jobs and stuff, trying to keep things going. This is not the case with bigger companies. It just doesn't work that way. So again, it sucks. I don't want anybody losing their job ever, but I understand the economy of it, and I feel like people don't. Like, everybody just assumes everyone's going to stay employed forever. Companies close down. Companies go under. Companies lose money. And, of course, they take it out on their employees. They're not going to keep paying people if they're losing money. It just doesn't happen. So, I don't know. Internet has got, I would say, a hopeful perspective on employment, but, you know, it's not the reality of things, you know. Good. 7, try 10 when you do a full-time job, right? One way you could show Microsoft your concern is here through the Xbox Player Voice yesterday, layoffs, blah, blah, blah. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Layoff, blah, blah, blah. Okay, transparency for players. Showcasing games from studios they intend to sell or close weeks later. Feel bad for players. What the God? I can't. I'm tired of internet virtual signaling. Sometimes it helps, but sometimes it doesn't. You know, there's a reality here that people refuse to play. Oh, hey, Nintendo and Square Enix are closing 2 of their flagship mobile games by the end of 2026. We already talked about Mario Kart Tour. The next one, Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, is closing October 6, 2026 at 11 p.m. They don't want you staying up too late first, crying. Your skeleton is angry. Give it some caffeine. Right? Dude, a lot of Final Fantasy's got a hardcore group of people who love that thing, okay? And they've probably been playing this. Somebody's going to figure out a way to put it somewhere else. What? Scores of robots. Yeah, that's a lot of work. What? It's like redoing this whole thing all over again. It's tedious. It's confirmed that sales of red crystals will end today. Oh, God, I can't get any more red crystals. No. Only residents of Taiwan will be eligible for refunds for the unused in-game currency. We understand that this news may be disappointing, and we sincerely apologize for the abrupt nature of this announcement, but fuck you, it's still going away. So Mario Kart Tour and Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis. By the end of the year, they're gone. Yeah. I did not play any Square Enix mobile game. Yeah, I don't either. I try not to get into mobile games. I played a couple of I played Genshin Impact, Zenless Zone Zero. The Hoyoverse ones are pretty good. I don't know if they're not going to be around forever, but if they closed, my heart isn't going to be broken. Okay, I'm not going to. You know, I do it to just numb the mind and just kind of zone off, you know. God. I don't even know about these things when they're closing down. Isn't that weird? It's like, oh man, I'd like to play that. It's gone. I didn't know it was even there. Gaming. I didn't really look through this, but let's see what I've got here. Oh yeah, we're talking about GOG Summer Sale. So if you wanted to get games and installers, then there you go. Also, last day for Summer Sale. All right. Boop. Come on, I want to click on them. And where's the thing? There you go. Click on a chicken. No, look, they cooked them. Ooh. I think that's kind of cool. Look, it's a good series of animations. Look, you go over there. They're all fishing and chilling. And then it's like, oh, no, look, I caught a giant crab. And then you got to click on them again, and then they cook them. See, Steam does these weird little things. That's cool. I like it. I like it. They're Chinese. They may just make it an RPG. China's doing a lot of stuff right recently. Yeah, they did. What was that game that everyone was playing that they were just rolling out these ungodly quick updates? What was it called? Was it Crimson something? Crimson Desert? Crimson Lands? Crimson Cookies? What? I don't know what it is. Boom. Crimson Desert. There you go. Thank you. Yeah, no, they've been on top of that like you wouldn't believe. For people who like Humble Bundles and drawing, look, Clip Studio Creative Collection, you got Paint Draw thing. This is $25 getting all this. Look, brushes and all this other stuff. Okay, here's what bothers me. Just 2 things. People who use this, congratulations. The other thing, 200 brushes. 200 fucking brushes? IRL, I have 1. If I do a painting, I use 1 brush. What are you doing with 400 brushes? Can you not do this right? What is wrong with you? 12-month license, is it? No, it's a software bundle. Where is that? Where's the license? Oh, this thing? Oh, God, I didn't even see that. 12 months license. Go fuck yourself. All right, well, this is the important thing, the animated one. Look at that. Moho debut. I didn't even notice it was a license. I didn't even say it. All right, you know what? Fuck it. I don't care. No, I'm not fucking playing a license for fucking software. Fuck yourself. Corel, go to fuck hell. Prick bastard, motherfucker. No, man, I can't deal with that shit. Hey, we gotta go look. You got 12 months license. Fuck off, dude. I'm not subscribing to software. You know what? What's that other one called? Affinity. There you go. Use Affinity. Fuck that Humble Bundle. Everybody can go to hell. Affinity. Affinity. A little bit of a learning curve. Not much. It's free. Go get it. Affinity. Go. I will write it down. Affinity. Affinity. Boom. There you go. Thank you, Shadav. There you go. No, I'm tired of all these studios like, oh, well, you know, you got a 12-month subscription. Fuck off, dude. Fuck off. Are we in Me IRL right now? No, this is, oh, look. Ever wonder why student loans in America are the only loans that can't be dispatched through bankruptcy? I just assumed you, like, if you were bankrupt, hold on. So if you claim bankruptcy, it'll wipe all your debt, but not the student loan. It's not going to get political. This is about math. No, it literally is. I just had no idea. I just assumed you claim bankruptcy. I can't pay this. I got no money. Not student loans or some other kinds of loans. I had no idea. I try to pay my credit card off every month. But look at this. All right, let's math this here. This is why I try not to pay interest on credit cards. I made a $300 payment on a $58,000 student loan. New balance, $58,745 from $807. $238 of my $300 went to interest. $62 came off the principal. Minimum payment required, $0. Wow, that's nice of them. Meaning they're happy to let the balance grow forever while I feel good about paying $300 a month towards essentially nothing. This isn't a loan. It's a trap with a payment portal. I agree with this. Now, like, if they give you a loan that has 0 interest or something like that, that a student loan should be just that. 0 interest loan. 0. Nothing. Because you're doing it for education. You go to school, you're learning, and you pay it back. But this is basically being perpetually in debt. Because if for $58,000, let's round it up to 59. Somebody do the math. If $62 comes off the principal a month, how many months does it take to pay off $59,000, $62 at a time? The interest on them is a predatory part of the, what? Yeah, it accrues daily. That's insane. This is one of the reasons I ever went to college. Raising a child was a big one, but still. Yeah. Hey, dude, you went to the school of life, right? It's good enough. What? Just saying. Yeah. It's how so many people have paid off the balance and still owe more than the original. Wasn't that usually how mortgages work too, right? Like you put like $400 a month towards a mortgage and it's like it barely chips away at the interest. That's why every college student is an Uber driver. Like I say, don't even bother with college because you're starting your life off in debt that you can, and unless you land the perfect job where you're making $200,000 a year right out of college, good luck. You ain't paying this off. Basically, I had to live with my folks for a few years and I dumped everything into repayment. It's insane. So 948.5 months to repay. And what's that in years? That's like the rest of your entire fucking life. What? I don't even know. I can't even math that much. I don't even know how many years that would be. Somebody math that. I'm going to get some coffee. 79 years. They're going to be dead. They're going to be dead. 79 years. They get out of college, you're like 20 something. Are they living to 100 and something? Yo, I don't want to be 98 years old and be like, well, you know, I got 3 more payments on my college loan. Bro. Ugh. Oh, good. No, literally the best advice I have ever gotten and the best advice I can impart to somebody who's got to deal with money, assuming you're starting fresh and you're not already in debt. It's essentially, unless it's an emergency, do not buy anything you don't have the money for. Like that's well, you had a relative tell you that and be like, never buy anything you don't have money for. And you're like, well, why? And they took the time out to explain interest and compounded interest. It didn't take much. You were a young kid too at the time. And you're like, wait, if I pay $1 on the credit card and the interest rate is $23 and I don't pay anything into it, I owe them $1.23. And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, well, what? So this keeps going? Yeah, but now you're paying 23% on the $1.23. So you figure it would be like, you know, you're paying whatever, 46, but no, it's going to be more than that because it's not on the initial capital. It's compounded. It keeps going. The more you hold it off, the more it grows. So, you know, the $1 becomes $2, becomes $3, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then before you know it, you're paying like, you know, $38 for, you know, a stick of gum. Yeah. Don't get credit cards that charge annual fees. I didn't even think that was a thing. Like, that's crazy to me. It's inhumane to have a lifetime debt. Yeah, I know. It's like when you go to college, you end up being an indentured servant for the rest of your life. It's insane. Go to trade school. We need more trade workers. Like, and I'm not even fucking joking. We need more tradespeople and machinists. That was weird. Machinists. We need machinists. All right? Come on. I thought credit cards were free money. Exactly. Well, a lot of people, especially in the 90s, we just saw a video on this about how, like, a lot of Gen X people got into debt because they were handing out cards in college on campus. Like crazy. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Credit card? Yeah, yeah. Just sign this. Yeah, 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 yeah. You know, and if you had rich parents, which nobody did, you know, they would co-sign it or whatever and that kind of thing. But then they would end up being in debt and all that other stuff. But it's kind of like that kind of, and I don't even want to say it's predatory only because nobody educated anybody about interest rates. You know, you hear about it, stuff like that. You get a credit card, you know, you may not care, whatever. I'll pay off the minimum. And I've known a lot of people in my life that have just paid off the minimum. I know circumstances, stuff like that, all you can do, but it doesn't make a dent in what you owe. And it really sucks that the whole thing is set up that way. I get it. Banks need to make their money, you know. But like 2-3% interest, fine. You get into like 10, 20, 30, dude, it gets insane. You know? And I feel like student loans should be no more than 1% interest. They really shouldn't. Because here's the thing. If you have a bunch of money and go to a bank and open up a bank account, right? And you put in a bunch of money, they only give you, what are they called? CDs? Certified deposit? I don't even know what the interest rates are on that crap. What is it? 3%? Yeah. So when the bank uses your money, they're only giving you 3%. Because then if it's locked in, they use it to invest and stuff, and, you know, that's their capital, blah, blah, blah. Certificate of deposit, okay, yeah. This is how financially apt I am, right? CD, when somebody says, oh, I got a CD at my bank, and I'm just like, they're giving out compact discs. I don't know fucking know. So you get like maybe 3-4%. I don't even know. But if an interest rate is like 15, 23, even if you had the same amount, you couldn't even use the interest to pay off the interest on something else. You have $100,000 in the bank and $100,000 on your credit card. The interest that you owe always outweighs the interest that you make. So you'll never be able to catch up. And it's not like your interest in the bank is compounded. They don't do that, right? I would assume that they don't. They're not going to be like, well, $100,000. Now to go give them 3% of that, they have like $103,000. And now we got to pay, interest on $103,000. No. Every month. They don't do that. It's not compounded. So correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just assuming banks are not that generous. I recall a person of literally flipped the tables and the money changes. Yep. That was back in the day. Somebody told me there was like this older person, he's like, yeah, yep.
I think it would take 11 billion years. But speaking of paying things back, I think when leadership bails out an industry, that industry should be required by law to pay back what was given to them to bail them out from their own mistake with 1% interest, and they're not allowed to buy any stock back until all the money
is paid. If there's even a singular cent missing, New American Airlines, you cannot buy any stock back. You still owe us 1 cent. Exactly. I hate the bailout thing too. Or it's like, oh, this company's too big to fail. Why? Well, it just is. I don't care. They're too big and they're failing. It doesn't mean I have to support them. Good. What's this? Beyond the bargain bin. Ooh, beyond the bargain bin. We're going to change it off. Yeah, we need too big to bail out. Yeah, no, you guys cost too much. Just fail. Fail already. Beyond the bargain bin. 5 underrated direct-to-video horror sequels. I did not look at this, so now I'm curious. I want to see. All right, what do we got? We got this guy over here. The home market video. Okay, history of market, cinematic duds, blah, 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 direct-to-video. Tremors 4. Yeah, I don't remember that being a thing. Really? Tremors 4? The success of Ron Underwood's original Tremors was lightning in the bottle, but can't ever be replicated. So as much as I understand the love for the second film and its campy thrills, Tremor 4 remains my personal favorite sequel simply because it dares to do something different with the franchise. Is this the one who was like the Wild West? Yeah, like 1889 encounter with the graboids. I saw this one. I wasn't crazy about it. Yeah. Space Buckaroo 1 bingo. Nice. Yeah. I guess it was a prequel. I don't remember it being great. All right. Children of the Corn 3 Urban Harvest. Let's go. This was awful. I saw this movie and it was just so bad it was funny. So kind of so bad it was good. There's more than one tremor. There's multiple tremors. What are they up to? Like 7? Yeah, it was kind of ridiculous. They got that guy Michael Gross back. That's his name. Yeah. The gun guy who was like, oh, guns. I don't know. It's the more I read in the news, the less crazy I think the militia people are now. See 12-3, but never 4, probably because it's yeah, pretty much. Let's see. So this was not great. That one, Boogeyman 2. I didn't see Boogeyman 1, so I have no judgment on this. Not only was the first film a critical bomb, but the sequel was set to be produced for a mere $4.5 million, less than a fourth of the budget of the original flick. Yet, Jeff decided to use his direct-to-video sequel as an opportunity to improve on the generic aspects of the flick's predecessor by making the monster more uncannily human and focusing more on the script than elaborate set pieces. Oh, wow. Imagine doing that in a film. Imagine focusing on the script. This guy's a genius. Nobody's ever done that before. Oh. Trevor Street was hilarious. Maniac Cop 2. Maniac Cop 2 was direct to video? Wow. Maniac Cop 2 is a legitimately entertaining slasher, even if it can't compete with some of the other great franchises from the 1980s. But fans know the direct-to-video sequel is way more fun to revisit, despite the shoddy production value and rushed script. It was fun. Dude, I have no complaints about Maniac Cop 2. It was goofy and fun at the same time. In fact, the rental store hit features more elaborate death sequences while also exploring more of what it means to be for a community when a police officer goes rogue. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Terrific B-movie. Huh. Yeah, I didn't even realize. I assumed this had a theatrical release. Weird. Huh. Bloodstone, Subspecies 2. I don't think I've seen. I think I've seen this first Subspecies. Is that what was it, Full Moon Pictures? Yeah. Half Moon Pictures? I think so. I'll see the middle of the Full Moon Features. There you go. I always say pictures for some reason. Subspecies 2 is still the pinnacle of auteur, director of vampire series, and a great example. Really? Has it got vampires in it? Then maybe I didn't. Yo, I want to see Subspecies now. I'll see. It's a great example of why it was often worth diving into the bargain bin in order to pick up Full Moon Features VHS tape. Wow. This fast-paced sequel takes place immediately after the events of 1991's original, meaning that Subspecies 2 wastes no time in getting to the lovable practical effects that likely motivated you to purchase the flick in the first place. All right, it's going to go on the list, chat. It's going on the list. I should hydrate. I'm not out of mushroom yet, so let's see if we can work on that. Ah. All right. I'm out of mushrooms, chat. I'm out of mushrooms. I drank all my shrooms. Give me hair like that. Now I'm drinking water like an idiot. I said off. Get. Okay. All right. Subspecies. That's it. So that was it? Number one. Okay. There we go. That's a couple. That's good to know about. I don't know everything, man. Bro. Oh, God. Here we go. Roku. Roku removes a major streaming feature after a decade. Trash update. This update's trash, bro. Dude, you were so good. What'd you do? I didn't know what happened. And then I saw what happened. Okay. And then I realized why it happened. Okay. Roku users aren't happy with the update. Because here's the thing. One of the things that helped Roku was simplicity. There are many streaming platforms out there, and I'm sure libraries, blah, 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 blah. Okay, many big streamers underwent big changes, blah, blah, blah. However, from initial okay, user-friendly, even before, blah, blah. Okay, this thing. The new update, however, was all about users' history and personalized recommendations. I got to make this smaller. Nah, I guess I'll do it. No, I keep... God, now it's all the way down here. Now I got to find it again. Okay, there you go. The new update, however, is all about users' history and personalized recommendations. The brand new main page now sorts what's being used the most, and that also includes big things like the search function, right? Okay, the new update includes many other buttons and shortcuts designed to turn it into a platform that redirects users to platforms based on their watch history. Seems good, right? Instead of allowing users to pick the platform first. Naturally, the update also comes with more ads. More ads. How much you make a Linux distro for smart TVs? It isn't it like most of it Linux based? I know Android, but Android's Linux, right? Let's see. This led to criticism online. One called it a trash update. A subscriber from X wrote, Roku joins the total enshittification gang with its trash update. User customization gone. UI is terrible. Everything is high friction. Your mom's high friction. And there are more ads. This is for a device I pay for. You paid for. It's not like a reoccurring fee. Let's see. A different one wrote, it's not funny. Roku, bring back the old menu. Where our TV inputs were easily available. I don't want to buy a new smart TV. I just want to get away from the bad update. Roku OS is Linux based? Oh, it is Linux based. Okay. Ah, God. So basically this is, and there's your problem. This is why things turn to shit. Because Roku is merging with Fox. Fox is owned by Disney. Isn't this a conflict of interests? Like, doesn't Disney own Hulu and now they're owning Roku? Yo, Federal Trade. You want to look into this maybe? They sold out, I assume? Yeah, apparently. Probably just said, here's a bunch of money. And they're like, okay. I feel like a lot of people would sell out just because it's like, people like money. You know? People are like, oh, here's millions of dollars. Be like, wow, millions? Yeah. I could just live my life, do whatever I want. Yeah. To my knowledge, smart TVs were to unlock bootloader, so Linux distro would be pointless. Oh. Yeah, I would sell out basic app like that. We just sold out a basic app. Yeah, they have a lot of devices, though. That's the thing. There's a lot of tech behind it. The updates were likely delayed as Roku's other businesses tend to, not ever, blah, blah, blah. Roku channel, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so notice an update that people are not happy about. When was the last time something got an update that people were like enthralled about? Valve, Steam. I'm gonna give it to them. Nah, man, because what's this Steam Deck? Yo, that's been getting updates and it's improved stuff. How come more companies can't be like Valve? Why are we having such problems here? You know, Valve may be moving a little bit slower, but their updates are usually better. You know? I don't get it. I don't get it, bro. Steam usually really needs to update. Voice chat, that's what I want. Yeah, they probably could. At least it'll be a, you know, something to compete against Discord. Okay, what else we got here? Polygon. Are they talking about anything? No. Stupid food. All right, you quiet. Okay. Apparently Pringles decided to come out with limited edition pop dog buns. So they're hot dog buns, but they're flavored like sour cream and whatever the hell else they have. What is it? All right, you got your, what, sour cream. These things, why are we eating this gnarly crap? I like Pringles, but at a certain point, you have to question your life. Do you need to be eating this? Do you? Maybe. So I think they got like, what, nacho, whatever these flavors are. Ugh, I don't know. Stupid food. What are you going to do? Oh my God, what are you doing? No, I can't keep doing all the videos here because I always get in trouble. Know that stupid food still exists. Boop. All right, look, me IRL. Let's go. No, I like the me IRL stuff. It's cool. Let's go. I'm not looking forward to dying, but I am looking forward to not having to worry about living. This is true. This is true. There is a certain point, I think, as you get older where, you know, you get that maybe at a halfway point in your life and you're just like, I've done a lot of stuff. I've done a lot of things. If I die, you know, that kind of thing. You see the world and it starts, you start seeing it through gray, dull eyes that are just like, no, I'm not talking about cataracts. You know, where you're just like, oh, man. Like, well, you know, whatever. Yeah. We still have a bit of lust for life, but, you know, there are definitely people who are just living in the gray zone and are just like, oh, my God. I'll try anything once that's not deadly. Mm. Oh, don't try the ice cream I made with too much coffee in it. Actually, I look forward to the afterlife. I think we go where we think we are going to go. So, magical afterlife world for me. Let's go. That would be cool. Yeah. We'll see. Boop. I'll let you know. Kind of miss social media in 2012 where the concept of an influencer didn't exist and everyone was using Instagram's pre-made filters and posting pictures of random shit like a handful of Skittles or an overexposed sunset. Those were the days. God, I gotta kind of agree with this because the concept of influencers is always bothered me since their inception, you know? It was like you had people that were popular on YouTube. I wouldn't consider them influencers, but now that it became an industry and you just have these, oh my God, bottom of the barrel human genomes just spewing out garbage all the time. It gets so tedious and it makes the internet very unfun to even be on. It's so difficult. It's so difficult. And I say this all the time. The internet is not fun to be on anymore. You know? I'm glad we were able to like kind of cultivate our own little area, you know, so we like people show up. It's kind of cool. Everybody's chill here. Same things with Dawn streams. We're kind of chill. We're not too hectic. We don't throw things at you or yell at you all the time. I very rarely raise my volume of my voice. Actually, not read that. I don't know. Influencers go away. MRL. Look at this. No, this is pretty good. Look at this. When you find a CD of a game you loved, but your PC no longer has a CD drive. I'm limited by the technologies of my time. This is true because nobody has CD drives anymore. I want to play Space Bunnies Must Die. Love when someone DMs me. What? I can help you advertise. I'm an influencer. Oh, glad you're an influencer and not like panhandler, right? I can help you advertise. I always say, go ahead, do it. What? I'm not stopping them. Yeah. If they really cared, my 2019 Dell PC has an optical drive. Nice. You can buy a USB powered one. Yeah, we got one. But no. We got one. I'm just saying it's sad that they just don't do them anymore, you know? And this is the reason Sony's not making discs anymore. Because you're like, well, yeah, nobody on PC uses them. Blah, 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 blah. You know? They do have a point. Yeah. Yeah, I saw a video where a Twitch streamer was just like, you kind of did this to yourself. What? By not buying physical and always buying digital from PlayStation. It's just like, they saw the writing on the wall. People wanted the convenience of it. But it's going to be a lot less convenience when you can only download one game at a time because each game now is like 80 gigs. Look, little treat culture is getting out of hand. You don't need an $8 coffee because you did laundry. Sounds like someone could use a little treat. I agree and disagree with this at the same time. I'm always for giving yourself a weekly treat. Daily treat, that's crazy. It's crazy talk. Yeah. That's usually my response if they don't say anything about price. I'm like, oh, cool. That's awfully nice of you. Do that for me for free out of the kindness of your heart. Take your spare time and do absolutely free. So awesome. Thank you. Usually ticks them off. Yeah. I'm going to do it for free. Oh my God. You don't believe in me? I thought you believed in me. I get in voice chat and Discord. I thought you were going to promote me and I thought somebody cared. I can't believe this. This is the worst day of my life, man. I had this person who was a promoter and they said they could help me because they're an influencer and everything. And it came in and I was like, wow, finally somebody believes in me. And you just threw that out the window. I hope you're happy with yourself. I'm not going to be able to live with myself now because of you. Because of you. I had hope and you took that away. What? Well, get the fake tears going and everything. Yeah. This thing. 2000 songs are now as old, are as old now as the 80s songs were in the 2000s. That's scary, chat. 2,000 songs. So if you're listening to the White Stripes, Fell in Love with a Girl, that's classic rock right now. The Hives, classic rock right now. Okay? That's the equivalent of, listening to Madonna in the year 2000. What do you mean nothing's there? No! Try coffee. Ooh. Soon it'll be classic rock. It's classic rock now. Anything over 20 years old is considered classic. Yeah. No, remember when like radio stations were like, the hits of the 70s, 80s, and today, or whatever. Now it's like the 70s, 80s, 90s, and today. Now it's like all the hits from basically 2010 and before. That's like those old radio stations now. Sad. When did the Gorillaz Feel Good Incorporated come out? Wasn't that like 2005? Yeah. Coffee isn't going to fix this one. What about cake? What? I always eat cake. I am not helpful, but I do have good vibes somewhere. These aren't the best vibes, but... There's a rainbow bridge. Boom, boom. Boom. I know Dawn mentioned it, and I was like, oh, man. I'm sorry. I don't know. That's just something you got to process. Anytime a pet goes into the cosmos, you're just like, dude, it sucks. Especially if the longer they've been around, the worse it is. And you're just like, oof. Yeah. But you got this. Give yourself time. Give yourself time. You gave your pet a lot of good years and all that other stuff, Where would they have been without you? See? I think you did your best as a fur mom. I know. I would at least do that. Like, I try to think about that because, like, we always get rescue cats and stuff like that. So it's just like, I'm like, this cat probably would have been on the street, might have gotten hit by a car or some weird kind of stuff. But we took it in. We had this cat for like, 10, 15 years or whatever, and it moves on. It's like we gave it the best we possibly could. We gave it good food. We gave it good home. We brushed it, played with it, gave it way too much catnip, that kind of thing. And that's all you could do. You enriched your pet's life. So, it's all you can do. What? So I've scheduled the next 4 days off of work. Get some much needed PC time. What? You could do that? You could just schedule days off? God. Driving test. What's the first thing you should do when you get inside a car? Me. Put on good music. Yes. Yes. It's a baby driver syndrome. That was so good. This is probably why I don't drive. Because I would have to have a soundtrack to where I'm going. I want to play Helldivers 2. There you go. I did that too. Can you do that during a driving test? Or would they get like upset with you? They'd be like, excuse me, sir. One, make sure your seatbelt's on, okay? And now I got to find my I hope I don't fail this playlist. I made it specifically just in case, And they'd be like, wait, what? No, hold on, man. I got some cool tunes here. And it starts off with like Limp Bizkit's break stuff. And you're just, this guy's like, all right, pull the car over. Oh, come on, man. We didn't even get to the chorus. If you did that, you'd be speeding around the streets and what? No, I would be a very reserved driver. I worry more about the other drivers on the road. Though I would technically be a very inexperienced driver. Our reflexes are still astounding reflexes, with the exception of the snake that fell out of a tree and hit us in the head. But in that case, I would say you did very good, because when the snake fell on you, you weren't so startled to cause it to be aggravated and bite you. It's like it fell on you, you saw it, and you're like, oh, shit. And then it just fell off you, which is kind of good. Then he took a couple of step back, and he kind of slithered where he needed to. Yeah. That was our day, chat. Yeah. The last time I go for a walk to be healthy. I got snakes falling out of the sky. Dude, that was ridiculous. I'm just like, what the hell, man? Can't even go for a walk. Nature trying to kill me. Literally, I feel like nature threw a snake at me. Teacher would fail you and say, what? You should have played Roland instead. Roland, Roland, Roland. Oh, man, that was so obvious. Why didn't I do that? The guitarist was good. I wasn't a super Limp Bizkit fan, but the guitarist was good. Yeah, I was more Korn. Yeah, I like Korn. Korn was cool, man. They still make music. But Nature said, "Pick up the pace." We're weird that way when like bizarre crap like that gets when bizarre stuff like that happens, we try to be super calm about it. You know, especially like there was that one time you saw a bear. Like, again, bear, not like a little cub bear, like a fucking big bear. And we're just like, all right, going to be super chill, you know? Yeah, you're scared as hell, but you know, the bear was just kind of walking where it needs to walk. And I'm just like, you know, fuck nature, man. Korn is better than Limp Bizkit. Yeah, man. Limp Bizkit never covered a Nightmare Before Christmas song. Clowns. Oh, man. They still tour too. So, I know. Weird. We don't get bears where I live, but we do get mountain lions. I had to chase one off my property a week ago. Get off my property. That's, I don't know what's more scary. Like, what do you think? Hold on. What do you think's worse, mountain lion or bear? Because I feel like mountain lion you can kind of scare off as long as it's not too big. But a bear, I feel like you have a better chance against a mountain lion, right? Yeah, the thing it was a black bear too. So, what is it? Is that fight back? Brown lay down? That kind of thing. I don't know if that's a real thing. I'd say you're equally effed. Yeah, I haven't come across a mountain lion, thank God. You know what? They'd probably smell cat on you and be like, "Oh, dude, there's somebody in my territory. Get him." I'm like, oh. Thinking, what? You're gone to both of them. In reality, we can't fight bears unarmed. Dude, no. What? What? I can't even take on bears in the village, man. Yeah. I get deer on my property every day. They're not scary, but they come in groups, usually more than 4. Wow. Worried about hurting them. Yeah, that's a lot of deer, you know? Well, I mean, as long as you're not driving and doing donuts on your lawn, I think you'll be all right. I don't know. They could have a wild life like that. Make special large caliber revolvers for defense against bears. Yeah, we carry around bear mace, you know, like all the time. So it's like military grade bear mace. Not only does it spray the bear, but it also marks them with a dye that you ain't washing off. So, yeah, that kind of thing. You have to specify the type of bear pretty often. Yep. What's worse, black bear or brown bear? No, I need to know because, like, when I see one, I it's not like I can run up a tree, you know. But I think it would I think a bear spray would always just piss off the bear, right? Black bears can blend into the night. Oh, I'm not worried about night. I'm worried about the daytime. You know, I'm under an umbrella. I can only move so quickly. You know? I know. Like when you go for a walk, you try to do it at a day when there isn't creatures. You know, you do it too early in the morning. Sometimes you'll get bears roaming around for their morning kibble. Do too much at night. There's coyotes. Like a lot of coyotes, not like one or two. They will roam the streets, and you can hear the howling, oh, that kind of thing. It's cool. As long as we're not outside, it's cool. Sure, the umbrella would save you. Well, you know, always worried about the deer running into the road while I'm driving. Oh yeah. Isn't there like a deer turret? Cars should have deer. They should literally be called deer turrets. Coyotes want nothing to do with humans. Oh, good. Thank God. Well, depends, but your best bet is just stay still until they decide what they're going to do. Try not to be intimidating. Laying down on the ground is hit and miss. They may still just walk, just want to come check out what the bleep you are. Well, you aren't built for them being playful. Nope. Nope. Last thing I need is a bear walking up to me and just kind of pawing at me. I just fall over. Yeah. Coyotes, what? What? Cat software and dog hardware. They're terrified? Really? I just assume coyotes would... Oh, I'm thinking wolves. No, wolves will fuck you up. Coyotes, I guess not so much. Ground for sure. If I've ever seen a black bear. I saw a teddy bear. Returned with a bottle of rum. It's always rum. Actually, I watched deer the other day. Wait for the cars to drive before crossing the street. I was amazed. They built an overpass in a particular area, and the deers quickly, like within an hour, learned how to use it to get, so they're not running across the highway. They learned to use it quickly. And I was like, oh, cool. That's a lot of deer. For them to build an overpass for deer, that's insane. I know. They don't even do that for people. I guess there were that many accidents. Scariest thing about bears is you can just shoot it like 2 or 3 or 4 times and it'll still come at you. That's what I don't like. That's what I don't like. Bears are just like, they're like, because I can only equate it to comic books. They're like the juggernaut, of wildlife. They just keep coming, like Deadpool, juggernaut, and they won't stop. I mean, you could pew, pew, pew. They're like, nope, still going. I'm going to kill you. Going to kill you. Pew, pew. Nope, you're going to die. I'm like, come on, dude. We're an overpass for what? We have an overpass for rodents. One of our roads, and it's still there for like 15 years. Really? Oh my God, they don't even do this for pedestrians just walking around. Holy crap. That's so weird. Better pack an elephant rifle. Yeah. Yeah, that won't look suspicious or anything. Hey, the guy that looks like a hobo? Well, apparently he's got an elephant rifle now. Should we be worried about that? I don't know, man. A woman at the hospital offered him free food, I guess. Yeah. It's the main road, no paths. Ah. Weird. Strange. I think it's cool, though. Some places do. Part of the town the sisters lives has a random human overpass. Random? Yeah, very, very rarely do I see them, at least around here. There's like no overpass. Even getting a crosswalk is a freaking miracle. Like, it is not pedestrian friendly at all. Which is weird because you used to walk everywhere and now you don't because people are absolutely nuts. Yeah. Also bears and snakes. Yeah. Boop. Looks very Pixar-y. There. What do we got? Well, everything there, but the stairs and look up the skyway between buildings. Basically a plank of wood. Oh, okay. Yeah. So only good for rodents and pirates. Yeah. Pirate crossing. Dude, it's weird, man. It could happen. You don't know. Pirates are everywhere. I've seen them on the internet. Now what I got? Oh, I just got yo, new games. I got new games. Nah, they gave me new games for Luna. No, like why do I get an alert? Did somebody send me a message and it was Amazon with the Prime. They're like, bro, what, they gave me Wobbly Life and some, what the hell is it? What's the other one? Centipede Swarm. Really? Atari? Okay, cool. Maybe I'll check that out later. One of my brothers back in high school told me that him and his dad got attacked by a bear and they shot it in the head with a 30-06. And it literally grazed its head. It ran off. But yeah, it bounced off his head. Oh my God. You imagine? Dude, that's scary. God. Ugh. Hey, the thing we got worked. Hey, this little hand tracker that we got. No, we bought one. We wanted to make sure it worked. We got it used at a decent price because we wanted to have a backup in case one crapped out. Hands are very important here, okay? And it works. So now I can give them a good review. Nice. If it can make it through a stream, then it works, right? $1,000. What? Got that read that. I mean, hands are important to Italian. I know, man. So this gives it more lively. Look, it's more lively. Look at me. Look, pretend I'm a DJ. Wiki woo. I can move my hands around. This is super important. This is super important. This better be considered an expense. No, after the fridge, dude. Come on. What? Yeah. All right, let me get more water. My throat's been like messed up. That gravy didn't help. Oh, ads. Oh. All right, we'll just let it run. What? Just let it run, man. We'll have some water. Why does this keep happening? I got to change my hotkeys. I don't even know what I changed. Oh no, let's see. I got to go through my faces here while we're doing stuff here. So that's normal. Okay. This is me being angry. I'm angry, chat. Can't you tell? What's this? This is me being kind of sly. That's normal face. Shock face. So then what else? 3? 3 was smile. So why did that get changed? What was that before? Oh, I think it was W. All right, never mind. I changed the hotkey. It messed things up. Okay. I'll fix it. I'll fix it. No, I doubled up my hotkeys. It messed things up. Now, I know what you think, dude. You fire 6 shots or 188. Nobody knows. Let's see. Let me make sure I caught up on things, because once I start going through articles, I end up missing things.
It's alright. Destroy them all with kawaii hugs and treats.
Hey, Zane, what's up? How's it going? Hope you're doing well on this still Wednesday. It's still Wednesday. Welcome. Hi. Right. No, we're going through a bunch of news. We're talking about Xbox screwing things up, PlayStation screwing things up, Nintendo screwing things up, and Steam kind of winning. Isn't there that meme where it's like, you know, Gabe does nothing and it just keeps winning? Like, it's so crazy. The guy's like, it's like nothing goes wrong in their life. I'm sure it does, but, you know, from an outside perspective. What else we got? I got to see what teachers are complaining about. Go! During the summer. Real Max Marvel! Card battle. You got to roll equal to or greater than 8. Didn't we have this one? We'll see. 9. You just made it. No, we don't have pick a number. No, we don't have a lot of cards, because every week, cards that we use, I take out and I put in a separate folder. So now we're down to, like, I think 10 cards. A lot of them are fancy, but they don't show up. What's up? All right. What number you want? Bo-bo. Same card I had. Yeah. Well, if they lost, then I'd be like, all right, you want to rewrote something? Sailor Moon happens. Yeah, yo, Sailor Moon Reddit's been kind of not doing great, man. I haven't been seeing a lot of stuff on there. Usually I'm like, cool, man, I got a Sailor Moon thing going on. Boop. But no. All right, let's see what these quote unquote educators. What are the educators complaining about? You know, what's the problem, educators? Educators, what's your problem? No, it's the summer. They're all like out, right? They don't work, do they? What's the worst thing you've ever heard a principal say? I'm calling your mom. Oh God. Let's see. So my former student met Chris Hansen. A good way or a bad way? I don't even want to know. Offer today a new teacher. Let's see. I'm a little embarrassed to ask because of my time in, but how do you handle kids with excessive tardies and absence? Well, if the school's not going to let you handle it, then you're just going to have to deal with them showing up whenever the hell they feel. Has Dawn not been in for bingo today? Nope. They're going to be streaming Friday now. Not giving a bleep. I am naturally a people pleaser, and I feel like most teachers are especially... Well, no, they're not. We take far too much parent and public input. Yes. I didn't even need to read that. Teachers pay teachers? What? Don't care. Oh, look, they got little subcategories now. Look at that. Do you think teachers can do anything to influence attendance and early Why has everyone got a problem with attendance? Bro, used to get into so much trouble when you didn't show up or were late. District just banned metal cups, water bottles, and parents are losing their minds. Thoughts? What? All right, what's happening? Why they go? You can't have a metal cup now. So my district just announced that next year students can't bring Stanleys or other metal tumblers to school. They've been used in fights and to smuggle weapons. Really? And vapes. What? And alcohol in school. What is happening? Okay, now I could see if they're smuggling in weapons, vapes, alcohol, and using them in fights, those things hurt. Holy crap. Could you just get a better class of students, please? They are allowed when they get dropped and kids steal them from each other. Parents are absolutely livid. Kids can bring clear plastic water bottles only. You know, this is very much like prison. You know how like when prison gets stuff, it has to be like clear? Like CD players or cassette players? They have to be clear. So nothing gets smuggled in there. This is kind of weird. This validates my eternal view that school is essentially prison. All our schools have water fountains and water bottle refill stations. Wow. You had a prison TV? I sort of get the microplastics angle, but most students seem to subsist mostly on a combination of Takis, Celsius or Monster, let's see, fast food and Starbucks. How old are these kids? My God. No, man, here's the thing. This is alarming to me. So I'm a little incredulous. Parents appear madder about this than the actual deaths of students to violence over the last couple of years. This is basic selfishness. Do the parents only care how it affects their kid? ? For what it's worth, the kids don't seem to care. Anyway, just curious if anyone else has experienced anything like that. Really? Thanks for all the replies so far. I'm getting a weird glitch where I can't see. I don't care. Like, what is happening? Your trauma has been justified. Exactly what it is, but it's political. So yeah, doomed at this point. It's kind of weird. We definitely need, I say this all the time, get rid of the crappy students. Anybody fighting with their Tervis or Tumbler or whatever the Stanleys, just throw them out. Throw them out. Throw them out. Fine. You want to treat people like crap? Guess what? Live on the street. Go to hell. We got to stop cutting cords here. You know, just get out. Get out. Go. 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 Whatever. Hey, he got kicked out of school. Why? Because you defended yourself for the first time in 3 years. Yeah, they didn't like that, apparently. Got kicked out. Had to go to another school. They didn't take crap. Let's see. Question about applying for teacher position. No. Does reading success depend too much on outside practice? I'd assume that they... Whatever. I don't care. Principal wants to know where I'm going next year. I'm going straight to hell. I'm taking you all with me. Okay. Records for elementary. We're talking about vinyl? What are we talking about? How long do you keep previous students' records? Not their official record that the office keeps, but like examples of their work, tests, etc. Some of them keep them for a while in case there's a sibling that shows up a year or two later. You know? Because then you'd be like, oh, all right, Jimmy was a fucking prick. I hope their brother's a little bit better, you know? We used to use pencils as weapons. Oh yeah, dude, you get a couple of those in between your fingers, you're like Wolverine. Yeah, you just be wailing at people. When did summer break get so short? No, it just seems like it's short because you're dreading seeing the kids again. Heads up on ordering stuff for your classroom. Oh, ordering stuff from Amazon is not always cheaper. Why are you ordering stuff for? Shouldn't the school be supplying these things? Hold up. Are teachers being reimbursed for this at least? Metal bridge out of your notebook. I mean, what? Right? Take that out. You got your own little wired garrote. Dude, people think, oh, the innocent children. Yo, you give them just office supplies and leave them to their own devices. They all become little Agent 47s, okay? They all become these office supply assassins. Exactly. You get creative. You're bored. Like, oh my God, what can I do with these thumbtacks? Let's see. I could probably use a bunch of tape them all up, put it around my hand, and just keep punching people. Yeah, that'd be fun. Kids are nuts, okay? Well, because kids don't have the checks and balances mentally that an adult has. So if they find like launching a thumbtack into somebody's skull from across the room using a slingshot, rubber band, is acceptable, they'll do it. And they'll find it hilarious because they don't know any better. MacGyver 47, exactly. But I'll beat you with 3-hole punch first, right? Dude, there was so much stuff. And forget about that paper cutter that they let you use, the paper guillotine. We have one of those and they work well, but holy crap. I can't believe they let kids play with that. Nobody lost a finger. Nobody lost a finger. Why is that? Those things were heavy. They were. Let's see. Am I still being considered or have I been ghosted? Best tips for how to structure the first week of school. Well, hired 1 week before the school year starts. How do you prepare? Quickly. Messed up interview due to being sick. Well, stop being sick. What? Bleep. A no contract order. Either transfer one of them out of my class or I'm doing jack shit about making sure these two kids don't talk to each other. I put no contact orders right next to the flash passes. The dumbest thing in education. What? I don't understand all this, so somebody's going to have to educate me. Come on, educate me. What is a no contact order? I'm assuming they don't want to contact. So what, 2 kids have no contact orders for themselves? Former school administrator here. Anytime I had a student with a restraining order or no contact order, they were put in different classes and I made sure their schedule did not overlap for passing. And PE or you could have gotten a restraining order from the people that were picking on you. We could have done that. Holy crap. I could have gotten a restraining order. Why were you a dumb kid? I put one against a student. I'm a kid in the school, still put them in the same classroom. God. P or recess. Teachers need to teach, not be law enforcement. I actually had to initiate a change of school place. Yo, here's the thing. Let's be realistic here. If a student has a restraining order, get him out of school. Against the other student, then clearly they were in the wrong. They don't need to be there. Go. What is... I need to know why people are so lax about getting rid of troublemakers in school. Why is that? It's kind of like kids don't have tenure. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they're ingrained in there forever. You're too busy plotting their demise with the metal ruler. May your pillow always be cold. I like cold pillows. Thanks. Let's see. What's going on here? Past physical or otherwise, where a student basically has permission to leave the class at any time and go to the front office. Oh, that's annoying. What a student's idea. Oh, God, this is ridiculous. That's just in schools. I've had to deal with my fair share job because of it. What? Not a bad one, but the management at my facility is lacking the intelligence regularly.
I just heard a really good joke. That's in the form of a question. Here goes hasty. Where is Peter Pan's favorite place to eat out?
Somehow I don't want to know. I don't know.
Wendy's.
Okay, there you go. That probably would have been more effective if I actually remembered who any of the other people in that movie were. Well, I noticed Peter Pan and Tinkerbell. And I'm like, well, Tinkerbell doesn't make any sense. I didn't even remember the name of the other people. But I see where that went. That's pretty good. Oh, God. Thank you. For those who use paper teacher planners, this year's Aldi teacher planning stinks. Aw. Visa sponsorship for skilled worker visa. Oh my God. I got a visa sponsorship job in state maintained school in UK. I wanted to get some information, please. UK, do you not have skilled workers? Are you kidding me? Student speaking volume. Tell them to shut up. That's the other thing. Just tell them to shut up. Kids, shut up. What? Has anyone else noticed a sharp increase in the number of individual students who speak at volume level 1? Like I'll call them in class and just one-on-one conversation with them and they have to strain to hear. They mumble and whisper because they are socially awkward. They're socially awkward and never been given a public speaking class. That's why. You'd be like, look, all right, you're talking very low and you're talking into your chest. If you don't know what that means you're mumbling. And the best way to do, if you want to get attention, you know how you watch YouTube all the time and people are really loud and I don't want you to be really loud. What I want you to do is make your presence known. That's all you have to do. So if I say, hey, how's it going? Don't be like, it's all right. Don't be like, it's all right. Be like, you know what? It's all right. It's going well. Thank you. That's it. And I get it. Maybe they don't have the confidence. Maybe they're shy, all that stuff. Get rid of that crap. Okay. Frustrated and not sure what to do. Quit. Praxis Math. Are we talking about the band Praxis? They're a math metal band. Praxis. All right, it's obscure. I dug through the crates for that one, but a lot of people don't know who Praxis is. Okay. Second job suggestions, Burger King. How to keep the neighborhood students out of my space. Rifle. Elementary educational playground games painted on school parking lot. Okay, thanks for letting me know. Why math teacher is always in shortage. Because nobody knows how to do math. And nobody taught anybody to do it. So if they're going to school for teaching, it ain't going to be math. Math is very easy. Okay. Oh, look at this one. Look at this. We got Michio Kaku here. Look at this clown. I hate maths. I hate all the maths. Following friendly teachers. Don't care. Advice? Maybe. Long story short. I've had a crazy career. I taught kindergarten for 2 years, and now I'm in 6th. I'd love any advice on teaching 6th grade. Wait, you've had a crazy career? You taught for 2 years. That's not a crazy career. I'm expecting this long-winded story about I've had 30 years of teaching experience and I've done this, and this. But now they want me to do this. 6th grade, because I feel more comfortable with the younger kids and not the older kids, drama and such. I don't want to be walked over. Thanks in advance. Okay, first thing, my first nugget of advice is your career wasn't crazy. You did 2 years babysitting, okay? That's it. That's my first, right? Like to have this long history. Now I'm in 6th. I can't handle the drama. What? I can't handle the drama of 6th graders. What the? Oh my God. Wait till you get to high school. Fuck. Next year, about a month after Easter, will be my 10-year anniversary of being a professional moron avoider. Isn't that pretty good? What do you do when a student falls asleep? We had teachers that would throw erasers at them. You know, chalkboard erasers. They would literally just whip them. And I'm not even saying slow. They would look. They were soft all around, so it didn't really matter. Slam a book on their desk? No, people wouldn't be that lucky. It was an eraser. Chalk would get all up in their hair. And I'd be like, what's going on? What's going on? You're falling asleep. Don't do it again, or I'm going to throw a bigger eraser. Best way to study for CSET multi-subject subset 3. I couldn't help you there. I wish we had summer from Memorial Day to Labor Day. Yeah, me too. University nonsense. Oh, university. I had a substitute teacher that would whack a ruler on the desk. Yeah, rulers were pretty good. Most of my teachers let me sleep, but I was an AB student, so I didn't really care. Typical. That's what teachers do? Your teachers did? That's kind of cool, though. I mean, yeah, it kind of wakes you up. Let's see. I was awarded tenure at the end of spring quarter. A week later, there was a budget meeting. Lots of these happening in a lot of schools, I suspect. And I found out that there's a chance there may not be enough money in the budget to keep me teaching the classes I'm currently teaching into the winter of 2027 quarter. What a time to be alive. Anyways, just wanted to vent. Hope you have no information here. Yeah, this is university nonsense because you're not giving me anything here. What you're just venting? That's not what the internet's for. Okay. Prospective teacher. Question about basic skills test. If you're a teacher, you shouldn't be questioning basic skills. Fall class list, school year schedule. Now, I'm so burnt out of this already. Out of this already? Okay. I typically work very early elementary, and I got paired with a 5 to 6, which I specifically requested not that. Well, I don't care. What do we got? Favorite stores for teaching attire. Victoria's Secrets. All right. It's a very rigorous class. Calculator expectations. Had a teacher slam a heavy textbook into the floor right next to me. The kid wake them up. Yeah, they'll pay attention. Not hot topic. No, you want to have the kids pay attention, right? Maybe not with me, but somebody who's got a better physique, you know. Be unreasonable? What? Hi, everyone. I'm gearing up to start a new school year after... Is this going to be long? No. I need a paragraph to be right here. Take a certification eligibility question. No. Philippine Department of Education, inclusive education policy is the worst. I'll take your word for it. Long time, don't care. Roasting your students. Verbally or open over a fire? All right, let's see. Teachers, I recently left the military and did many years of teaching. Freshly 18 to 19-year-old heroes. Not much more mature than your high schoolers, I'm sure. Granted, I had a little more power to keep them in line, but I found joking with them made them more receptive to learning when it was time to be serious. Is this your experience? How do you guys toe the line with your kids? I'm sure there are stories of teachers who joke too far. I would say, if as long as they get the humor, it's probably pretty good. But if you're teaching military, dude, you got a lot of leeway to just keep people in line. Yeah, schools don't do that now. Basically, you can't discipline anybody and they walk all over you. I can't imagine somebody who's in the military being able to deal with that. Because they are not used to that. That would drive them nuts. Because it'd be like, there's no discipline here, All right. Corporal punishment. Maybe some whipping. Well, it doesn't got to get that crazy, but, you can, at the very least, get rid of the troublemakers, Elementary versus secondary. What do we got? First year teaching AP. What do we got? Swapping districts, often extended. Do you think the teachers can do anything to influence attendance early? So now also the refund. Not give it a bleep. Are we getting repeats? Is I Teach any good or is it a scam? God. You're a teacher. Figure it out. Could we? Oh, God, I can't deal with these people. My God. Now, again, I've said this before, but at a certain point, I'm glad as you get older and you realize that teachers are just flawed humans flailing about. Thank you, Reddit, for pointing that out. Teachers apparently don't know anything for the most part. They have little to no power, unfortunately, and are astonishingly frail from what I've seen on Reddit. Like, they're like, some of them are emotional eggshells, and I'm just like, oh my God, if I knew this, I could just walk all over everybody. But, it validates what, kind of your history when you're like, damn, that teacher was just an ass. They didn't know what the hell they were doing. Living proof, right? Military teachers will throw erasers ahead. Well, yeah, he had a teacher who, oh God, not only was a Vietnam vet, he actually became a priest. So not only did he know how to kick ass, he knew how to kick ass for the Lord. Yes, I'm using that joke. That guy was hilarious until he wasn't. Like he was mad funny. He was like almost George Carlin funny, But you were on the wrong side of that guy. He did not fuck around. Yeah. Teachers are humans, but they're robots. Oh, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Try 12th. Yeah, I would not want to teach anybody in high school. No, because that is a chaotic time for any kid because you got the hormone crap happening. So they're prone to being absolutely fucking crazy. They're obnoxious. They're trying to find their own identity. They really hate authority at that point. So it is the perfect storm of you're screwed. You don't have emotion. They're drop killed. What? What? Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Weird. Again, I would say like teachers should have some power to at least get rid of kids, but nobody wants to do that. Think of the children. Yeah, I'm thinking about them getting the hell out of my class. All right, we're not going to drag this out too much because things must be done. All right, what do we got happening tonight? I'm going to see who's on so we can raid somebody. We got to raid somebody, bro. We got to do it. Cool thing is, though, Dawn will be on Friday. And they won't have to take a lot of bathroom breaks, so that's pretty good. That was kind of funny. Like it was good. There we go. Give me a second. Now I can look up stuff. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Boom, 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 boom. Ba-doo, ba-doo, ba-doo. Ah. Thank you. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Mr. Lobo's on. He's got 25 years. 25 years of Mr. Lobo. They're playing cartoons now, like old superhero stuff, I think, right now. And I think they're doing a draw along, assuming that they're going to be on. What's up? Post in Discord? What? Post in Discord? I have Discord? I don't have it on now. Corgi's on. We got to read Corgi. It's Mr. Lobo time. GDQ is going on. Corgi's on. GDQ games done quick. I don't know what they're doing right now. Well, I could probably check, but we rated them last Sunday. They're playing Super Mario. They're always playing some kind of Mario thing. God, Super Mario World. That is, the only thing I don't like about GDQ, I know it's a good, cause and everything, it's Doctors Without Borders, is they tend to play the same games over and over again. Every time they do a GDQ, it's like the same series of Nintendo things that everybody harps on. I want the weird, obscure games that nobody sees. And of course, not in the middle of the night. They did Oogie Boogie's Revenge in like the middle of the night. And I'm like, it was like 4 a.m. I'm like, come on, dude. Wolfganus, thanks for being here. Found out why modern anime has such long titles nowadays. Nice. And you could explain it to me. What, isn't it because they want to just basically let the audience know what the hell's happening? And what's that anime that came out that everyone's kind of like harping on? Chain Smoking Cat or something? Yeah. Like I saw the trailer and the clips and I'm just like, it's not going to be my kind of thing. They're like super addicted to smoking and they go through like great lengths to just maintain their nicotine addiction. I just finished watching 5 minutes ago. Oh yeah. Was it worth it? Because I heard it was kind of just like a lot of, what do you call it, things? Like, I mean, I don't know, kind of zany, but also gross at the same time. Did I go? Ain't no one watching that. What? Because they're basically light novels, which have long titles to stand out, and on an old light novel ranking site. Really? What? Really? All right. We'll see. It's interesting. It's interesting. I get dots with that. It's like, well, it's interesting. It's interesting. Kind of like a mole on your face. It's got character and it's a little unsettling. It's disgusting and I feel like I need to scrub myself after. Yeah, that's kind of what I've heard. It's body, but there's moments of real beauty in it. Somehow heartwarming too. Character's supposed to be like really, I want to say, not put together well. Like they're just like a wreck. Are we going Watamote levels of wreck kind of thing? Because that was a cringe fest, but I could deal with that. More like an infected boil. Oof. I'll see. She tries so hard, fails so spectacularly. There you go. All right, write it down. I can kind of deal with that just as long as it's balanced out well. If it's all just like, oh, they're doing this, that kind of thing. Because the trailer just shows all like the weird stuff that happens. And I'm like, really? Yes, in the end, it didn't even matter. I'm still pissed off at Bennington, man. Yeah. I don't know where they are right now, but if I see them in Afterlife, I'm just going to slap them back in the head and be like, what's wrong with you? I know, man, people. Ugh. All right, Dawn will be on 5 o'clock Friday. Dawn of Time BC. Should have streams also. Zombie Snow White gets a little good vibes. Let's see. David streams. Who is the painting behind you? I don't know. I don't know who that is. Some goth girl. I don't know their name. I'm just going to call them, I don't care. I don't know. If you like episode 1, you should love the whole series. Ah, okay. So it's like if you can get through the first episode, you'll survive. Automotive is just cringe. Shane Smallstalk is like hoarders. Ah, okay. Oh, that might be interesting then. Because usually that type of character they don't really depict in manga as like that. Because it's supposed to be like a lot of garbage in their apartment and they're just basically living in their own filth kind of thing. And they generally don't show that a lot of that. Usually everybody's all nice and, you know, kind of put together. We'll also stream between now and Zoe at 11. I don't know. But we're reading Cinema Insomnia because it's their 25th anniversary. They're having a Cinema Insomnia thon. So they're playing like all their old stuff. They're doing their normal shows. So, you know, good. They've been around a while, you know, Yeah. But hey, they've been around as long as us, but by a couple of months. So, yeah. I think they have more content than we do because, you know, it's like a whole movie thing. It's a lot easier to do that than I have to sit there and animate all day. Yeah. What? Cinnamon Insomnia. Nom, nom, nom. That's pretty good. That could be a brand of cookies. You should let them know that. Yeah. Make your own cookies. I'm like, yeah. All right. There you go. Dawn, do something fun this week. Every week, do something fun. Yeah. The weeks keep going by faster and faster. I don't know why, but they do. So do something fun with it. Get yourself a cookie. You know, that kind of thing. Thank you, Zombie. Appreciate it. I don't want it. What? You know what I mean? Don't do something fun. You can get yourself a cookie. You know, some kind of cookie. Health cookie, bad cookie, good cookie. You know, fruit. Get yourself a little bit of sushi. Something that you like doing. Yeah. All right. Maybe they should go Girl Scout cookie route. I haven't had those in forever. I don't know if they're still good. I'll see if I can find them. All right. Everybody go. Thanks for helping out, doing stuff. New Foamy next Friday. And we're working on other ones, as usual. That kind of thing. You got to get Dawn to do the vocal work now that she's not super stressed about everything that she had to go through. It was a lot. Yeah. Hey, Schmitty, thank you. I'll probably be spending the next 4 days with my PC and probably you guys. Yeah, there you go. Dude, there you go. Enjoy. Hey, you got days off? You know, enjoy the days off. Yeah, that kind of thing. Let's go. We're going to raid. Do something fun. Okay? Come on. Come on. Do something fun. Let's go.